Cooper Kupp is overrated as hell. You
You
guys are
think so?
crazy. No, yeah, you guys are crazy. He is overrated as hell due to people. People are basing this whole Cooper Kupp ratings based off his production, based off him doing all of this, which is good. Don't get me wrong. Production is important to an extent, but when you have a guy as a, we're talking about complete wide receiver right now, right? There's 10 guys in the NFL that I want as my best wide receiver of my team over Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is an inside threat. He kills it. He's a great slot receiver. I don't even think a lot of guys is beating doing what he's doing in that slot. But now when he's attacking the outside, I don't see Cooper Kupp having to being a consistent threat from the outside
Can I
the way
ask you
other guys
something?
can be.
Can I ask you something? Because this is the second time you've said this on this episode, and I am so confused. You don't care about his production?
No, I don't.
Like, you better figure out a new way to word that. Because
I don't.
if I come in as a running back, if I come in as a running back and I'm the slowest running back in the NFL and I can't block, but
Wait.
hold on,
That's
hold on,
athleticism. Now you're
hold on. No,
changing
no,
it.
no. Let me finish. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
If I come in as the slowest running back who cannot block and I rush for 2,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, and you don't call me the best running back in the league, I'm going to slap you in your mouth because production matters. So you got to stop saying production doesn't matter. It
Production,
matters. It
production.
matters.
Okay, it
Also,
matters, but
also
what
there's
you
two.
missed what I you missed the point that I said. I said that production matters to an extent. I said it's okay to judge things based off production, but that cannot be the whole basis of your argument. The only reason, Fluent, the only reason you would sit here and tell me that Cooper Kupp is a top 5 or top 10 receiver is based on the yards. But when we look at what this guy can do from a wide receiver standpoint,
Yeah.
the attacking the outside, inside, all of that, hands, all of that. He's not top 10.
They really comparing
Ah,
Tim
All right,
Tebow
all
and
right.
once and says to
Let's
Jalen
let's jump in.
Hurts.
Let's jump in then, since
Yeah,
he's running from that conversation.
that's wild.
Dub's muted right
Okay.
now, guys, but you know we gonna keep the party rolling.
Okay, we're
He
good now. We're good now. We're good now. We're good now.
You good?
I
Can
figured
you
it
guys
out.
hear?
Yeah, they
Check.
hear
Can you
me. Yo,
hear?
what's good with y'all,
All right.
fellas? What's good? My bad for being muted, bro. Y'all missed a good conversation. I was just saying that Jalen Hurts, bro, is that guy. He is that dude. Jalen Hurts. We clinched it. We clinched the playoffs. The Dolphins missed, and guess what? Jalen Hurts needs to earn his respect, bro. He's one of the most underrated players in the NFL, bro. He is. Y'all hating on my man for what? What y'all hating on my man's for? Cause he,
I ain't
cause
know.
he,
I'm
cause,
not hating. I'm not
cause,
hating. I just say you
cause
got to show us more than one time.
one time, bro. Even this was last year, bro. He was winning games, man. Last year he was winning games with this same team. He beat this. Didn't he beat the Saints last year? He almost beat them with Drew Brees. He stepped up for Carson Wentz when he was, playing trash or when he got hurt. Bro, Jalen Hurts is that guy, man. Put respect on his name.
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody.
Nobody.
Ben, you putting respect on his name?
Nope.
So you'll still
Well,
pick Mac Jones over Jalen Hurts?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah.
20 yards. That's all I gotta say. 20
Yeah,
yards,
that's
bro.
wild.
20 yards.
You know
and
what I'm
on
gonna
that
say?
note,
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say 30 points because that's how much they're gonna lose by in the first round.
mm,
It all
they're gonna
depends
lose
on
30
Mac. If
what?
we face the Cowboys, we're
I
gonna
don't
beat
care
them.
who you face. I don't care who you face. You can face my high school
Yeah.
team. They're losing by 30.
Mm.
Promise you, we're not. We're tough,
All
man.
right, yeah, all
Why
right.
y'all hating on my
It
team?
sounds like another bet that
Why?
you're gonna
Why
lose.
you hating?
Are you
Nah, I
gonna
wouldn't
get
lose.
the tequila out or
I'm not
no?
betting. I'm not betting that
Okay.
one. I'll bet a different
Oh
one, not
man.
that one.
Hey, Dub, you running from that tequila?
Huh?
You running from that
Actually,
tequila?
I was having that last night, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of if you guys watched the show last night, there was that whole dribbling debate with KD and LeBron. I hated that debate. I watched it over today on YouTube. It was god awful. Like I hated all the points I made. That was a terrible debate that I got myself into.
Well, you know, Dub, it be like that sometimes, but it's a new day and it's also a new year. I want to wish Happy New Year to all you guys, everybody in the chat, everybody that's tuning in. Happy New Year's. We see that it's a new year, but we see we still got the same guys with the same opinions. Bama's still rolling with the tide. He's still a cool
Rolleth.
guy. Dub is
Rolleth.
still not gonna give up on Hurts. You know, my man Ben, he's still rocking with Russ and the Hawks.
Yeah,
Uh,
you know what I'm saying?
and then we
Yeah,
got a
man.
couple. You know, we got a Windy City guy back there.
We're adding some
Yep.
more too. We're adding some more. We're adding some more. We're gonna bring the NFL to the six.
Ooh,
The
To the
Toronto,
six.
the Toronto
Riding
North,
to
baby.
the
The Toronto
six
North.
in my
We
walks.
coming. We coming. I already gave him a name. That's not even a name. I just gave the Toronto NFL team. I gave him a name. They're called the Toronto North.
I'm not mad at that. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
Yo,
I'm pretty good.
Malik Falcon actually asked a pretty good question. He said, who do y'all think is willing to go to the Browns to be the QB of the Browns?
Oh, we just had this. Me and Chilltown did it on Fluent and Chill. It's coming out tomorrow. And we had this, who should go be the quarterback of the Browns? Because obviously Butter needs to go.
Absolutely.
And we said, listen, you can make a case. No offense, guys. I know you're Seattle, but you can make a case to Rodgers and Wilson, right? As a top, those would be your top two guys, and say, look, we have a running game, an offensive line, wide receivers, a tight end, and a defense. Aaron Rodgers has never had a defense. You give him a team with a defense, and then the reality is they'll probably get a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. They'll probably get like Jimmy, like a couple tiers down.
Well, Jimmy G's been to the playoffs in that he won't mess up your team. Jimmy G will never mess up your team.
Yeah,
He
won't take 37 sacks and throw a couple picks. I won't mention who did that against the Steelers, but I think we know.
What Uncle Shay said, that boy 6 cent. He ain't a nickel, but he ain't a dime either.
Oh man.
Yes, sir. Now listen, let me go. Let's play rewind. Do y'all believe me now when I said he was the worst quarterback in the league, meaning any other starting quarterback replaces him, they don't win any less games?
I believe 100%.
And I mean, now, a backup can replace him. Case Keenum.
Yeah. Exactly. And do you believe now? Was OBJ the problem? Was OBJ washed?
No.
So if you traded, you guys remember this. You guys gave me heat for this. I'm gonna go back and show you the tape. So if they kept OBJ, traded Baker for a draft pick, whatever they could get, and left Case Keenum as their starter with OBJ and Landry and Chubb and Hunt, would they be the same or better off?
It'd be the same.
They'd probably be in the play.
It'd be the same.
And I will also, I'll go a step further and say this. After this year's draft, the hometown kid coming out, Desmond Ridder, arguably had just as good a season as Bryce Young in college football, for those that don't watch college football. Get ready to pick him, go to the Browns, pair him with OBJ, Jarvis Landry, those tight ends, Harrison Bryant, that run game. Run game helps out rookies wonders. So imagine him with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. You know, and I feel like he'll be a whole lot. He's better right now in college than Butter Mayfield is in the pros right now. Like I'm sorry, like Butter is just that bad. Butter is bad, man. Like
Ben's a big TikTok guy. Let me ask you, because I saw this on TikTok. Ben, is Baker Mayfield a sober Johnny Manziel?
I think Baker's better than that.
I think that's the same thing.
I think they're right up the same alley.
He's a sober Johnny Manziel. That's what I saw on TikTok, and I thought of you. I was like, oh, I gotta ask Ben.
I would say this though: Huntley would fit better in that system with the Browns. Ravens
tough. Yep.
Ravens quarterback.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah.
I like Huntley a lot.
I think I hope that they, you know, Google has this thing. It's called fail quick. Right, if they go down a path and it's the wrong one, cut it.
Get out of it as fast as you can.
And go somewhere else. If the Browns, and this is a big if because they've never been smart. If the Browns are smart, just cut your ties now. I get it. He was hurt. I get it. He played well last year, but he's not the guy to take you to the Super Bowl. Get rid of him. Get somewhere else. Get someone else.
Don't give him another year.
No.
Emma, you agree?
Yeah.
Cut ties.
They should have cut him last year.
Get rid of Baker. Get rid of Baker.
Dub, how you feel?
Get him up out of here, man. Get him up out of here,
bro. Well,
he's done.
Go against Tua.
Chat and YouTube. I want you guys to dialogue with us a little more, especially on YouTube. You guys, let me know how you feel about Baker Mayfield. Is he done? Do they need to cut ties with him? Is he the worst quarterback in the NFL? You guys talk to us.
All right.
And so now for our first topic, we're gonna go back to last week as we normally do, and see the games that we were all predicted to win. So the very first game, we got the Cardinals and the Cowboys. The Cardinals took the win.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody chose the Cardinals except for two people, Ben and Sports Fluent.
You know, just when I start to believe in them boys, they always do
What
this
did
to
I
me.
tell
They
you?
always do this
What
to
did
me.
I tell you? I
Always do
told
this
you
to me.
this, bro. This is the recipe for the Cowboys. They give you all this hope. They be like, "Dang, bro, we really talented. We got this. We got a defense. We got a run game. We got QB. We got wide receivers." Guess what? They just don't got the ice in their veins, bro. It's just the
I've
Cowboys as a
never
whole.
I've never said this because I know you know I'm tight with head coach and offensive coordinators, and I've never said this ever because I know how hard it is. I see how thick the playbook is. I know how long the play calls are. I know all that stuff. I know all the stuff you don't know about behind the scenes.
Hmm.
I think I could lead that Dallas Cowboy offense better than Kellen Moore. And I've never said that before. You have two stud running backs. You have 3 wide receivers. You have a tight end and a stud quarterback and one of the best offensive lines. And you don't run the ball. You don't play action the shit out of that. Pardon me. You don't play action the crap out of that.
I don't think all of it is Kellen Moore because I think he's more of a passing game coordinator.
I know all he wanted to do was throw the ball.
Mike McCarthy is like the real.
I said that already. I've said that already.
I'm trying to tell people, the people that's stopping the Cowboys from winning is the head coach and the owner / GM. Once you get them up out of there.
Not happening.
I know the owner GM situation not happening, but it's just the Cowboys are who they are, man. This is what they could continue to do as long as Jerry over there running that team, man.
I told y'all this, bro. I don't know why you could put so much faith on the Cowboys and then not the same faith on the Rams. But anyways, we'll get into our next game that happened. The Chiefs and the Bengals.
Yes, that's what I
That
want.
was a great game.
Yeah.
So
yes.
It was.
And Ben and Dub, you guys both chose the Chiefs.
sadly.
Yeah. 0-2. That's crazy. Tough.
I thought I was the only one to pick the Bengals. No? Oh.
Nah, you actually swayed me to pick them.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
But that boy Jamar Chase.
Bruh, I don't know. So this is what it is too. One thing about great players.
Let me say this. Can I just, before you say this, because it's fast, I owe Jamar Chase some money.
Fine.
You just can't.
He won my fantasy league.
You can't antagonize good players like that, man. Like when them boys had swatted that pass and started hitting that man dance in his face, like you saw his face. Like I was just like, this is not going to end well for who's guarding him. Like,
hey, that's like that year in the conference finals when Jason Tatum was, I think it was his second year. He might have been a rookie though, but he dunked on LeBron and then screamed in his face.
Yeah.
And Boston was up on Cleveland in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden,
no. There's one.
shifted.
No, worse than that. Weren't the Warriors when the Warriors were up 3-1 and they was dancing on the press conference and everybody was laughing like they already won?
Yeah.
I don't think you want to see that, LeBron. Let a sleeping dog lie.
Yeah. But man, we're gonna get into it a little more. But Jamar Chase, actually, I gotta ask right now, who's the best offensive weapon on that team? On the Bengals.
Team?
On the Bengals?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
I don't know.
Well, it's Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Tough.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's my bad.
Now, I mean,
I don't know though.
I wouldn't even say Joe Burrow. For me, I'm gonna go Joe Mixon.
See, you see?
Yeah, you got him too. Yeah.
And then it's a tie between T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
They don't talk enough about T. Higgins.
He is 6'5", dog, with 5'8" footwork. Like,
say it,
Boyd
Bama.
slept on too. Tyler Boyd, nice too.
Tyler Boyd too, another one.
Imagine having Tyler Boyd as your third
option. Your third option.
I don't think the Bengals get enough respect, but we will get into that in a little bit. Let's get into our next game.
Can I say
what's up?
The best offensive player on that team is Joe Burrow. Joe Mixon is great due to him being successful without an offensive line, but the same goes for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow doesn't have an offensive line either, and the way that Joe Burrow has been able to handle all of that responsibility and that offense being this productive, bro, hats off to him, bro.
So would you say, let me ask you this question then. Would you say that Carson Palmer was the better option out of the two, him and Ocho Cinco?
Nah, that's a whole different. Nah, bro.
That's they the same people.
Nah, bro. Nah, Ocho
I
Cinco is
tell people,
different.
this: Carson Palmer and Joe Burrow are the same people. Because if you look at Carson
No.
Palmer numbers over in Cincinnati, it's
Mhm.
comparable. He had those type of seasons with Joe Burrow having, where he put up 400 yards and all of that. He also won the Heisman in college, and they had a good team. All of that stuff. They're the same exact people. And
But
when we
Joe
look back on
Burrow.
this in a few
But
years,
Carson had maybe my favorite and maybe one of the best offensive coordinators. So
It's
I,
not
I
even
will.
that. Joe Burrow had
But
a large level of success in his rookie year with T. Higgins, with Tyler Boyd, making those guys look better than, not better, but look into the credit that they deserve, making those receivers, giving them names for themselves. Joe Burrow
yeah, I
didn't
think
need
we
Jamar
forget. I
Chase
think
to make
forget Burrow's
himself.
only his second season, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe
That's
Burrow
wild.
didn't need Jamar Chase to be looked at in this light. Did Joe Burrow benefit from having Jamar Chase? Yeah. Of course anybody would, the same way Jamar benefits from having Joe Burrow. But it's like Joe Burrow would have been Joe Burrow with or without Jamar Chase.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, to move along, we're gonna go to our next game. We had the Titans and the Dolphins. Two people chose the Titans, and that's Sports Fluent and Ben. I see you guys was on the same page this week.
Yeah.
What's up
Rest of
with the
us, we had it.
Titans? What's good with them? Like they just like it's weird as hell. They just became a defensive team out of nowhere. Once Derrick Henry got hurt, defensive team.
You better
They
you
might
better
make a
you better watch out for them because Derrick Henry is been cleared to practice.
Ooh,
this week.
If he comes back just in time for the playoffs with that defense, and if he's
Mm.
90%,
They gonna make them run.
yep.
They gonna
Hey,
make them run.
do you guys know how scary that is? Like
That
think
is.
about what the Titans have done without him.
yeah, we all thought they
They,
were done.
yeah, no,
Me
I
everybody.
thought
included.
so.
I thought they were done.
I thought they were done.
And then we have Julio, AJ Brown healthy too.
Oh man,
And
it could get
and
scary.
let's not forget, before Derrick Henry, I think the year before Derrick Henry really broke out, they won a playoff game because Derrick Henry had like 180 or like 200 yards in a playoff
Yeah.
game. So it's like, yo, Derrick Henry is that guy who could carry the load for a team, which
Yeah,
is crazy coming from a running back standpoint. So, bro, the Titans, bro, the healthy
Just
Derrick Henry.
those are the best athletes on the team. That's on the offensive end. That's why I try to tell people on the offensive end of the ball. When you don't have a good O line, like running backs really don't need. It's like icing on the top for us with running backs and blocking because the point of attack when running the ball is very fast. It hit quick, so you
Mhm.
don't have to hold your blocks as long. You just got to get in the way,
yeah,
especially if you
yeah.
got a good one like Derrick Henry or somebody like that. And the same thing goes all the way back. RIP John Madden, you establish the run first and you play defense. It's never been broke. All it is these coordinators, they want their views and stuff. I mean, the NFL, they want their views to go up. So, of course, they want to incorporate this pass and they say, oh, it's a passing league. No, it's not. The Titans have showed you. They never got away from their mystique. Even though they didn't have Derrick Henry, what did they still do? They still ran the ball 20, 30
Mm-hmm.
times a game with the guys they had. That just shows you that I'm sorry, Doug. That talent gap is not as far as you think. But if you lean on the original basis of football, which is run the ball and play solid defense, and the run helps your defense out because the clock is still time of possession. That's one important thing in the NFL. So you controlling that when you run the ball because it takes time. The clock is steady moving, and while the clock is steady moving, that defense over there getting Gatorade, they over there laughing, they chilling, and they actually ready to go back out there when they do have to take the field versus somebody that score quick like Buffalo. Them boys be out, they damn near playing defense the whole game because boom, you look up, they throwing the ball 100 yards downfield, boom, we back out here after we just got to stop. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? So Titans, I just feel like just go to show everybody out there that is the original way to play football has never been broke. It's just nice to see players like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, but it was never nothing wrong with the way how you play football in the beginning.
That's great.
I hear you, Bama.
Shout out to Clitta Not. I can't say that name. That's a crazy name. He said, "Dub, does your players don't make other players better take transfer to football?" Uh, kinda not. because as a QB, there's a lot of QBs in there that make the wide receiver better, based off like where they place that ball for them. But then at the end of the day, if the wide receiver doesn't have the talent to catch a ball, it's like what's the point? So that one's a hard one for football, but for basketball, it's the same.
Players make players better because even if you take it a step further, if you don't have a number 2 wide receiver and you can just always double or have a safety over the top on your wide receiver, his life becomes more difficult. But if you have a Y to your X and now you can't do that, you're both guys benefit from having that other player. So you can't. Other players do help, and let's
But
be
they
honest,
help. They create more of an opportunity.
they create a more opportunity. Yeah. So
But that
but the
doesn't
question is,
necessarily
does it
make
make
the
them
other player
better?
better. It makes
Well,
their
sure.
production better.
Well, if their production is better, aren't they better?
No, I'm looking at their talent. Like it's kind of what Bama says. Their talent is still there regardless. Matters on opportunity and if you have the.
Did is OJ OJ is OBJ better being on the Rams than he was in Cleveland?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Same player, but
No,
he's
no,
better, right?
it's a better fit. He's not better to me. He was the same. He was the same player regardless. It's just a better fit for him on the Rams.
Then why was everybody saying he was washed?
Because people don't know what they're talking about.
I wouldn't even say it's a better fit. Like it was an ego problem between Baker Mayfield, because if you look at it right now, OBJ is only getting like 2 to 4 targets a game, and the fact that out of those 6 games he scored 4 times, like that just shows like ridiculously how talented that dude is. Like that you can still get that amount of touchdown in those few reps throughout the game. Like so, like I even look at it like, is the Rams really a good fit for him? Like he's not getting the volume like he would have got in Green Bay. That's why I say he'll probably OBJ will probably end his career with no ring because he chose to be in Hollywood versus go play football. But I feel like over in the Browns would be better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
Two things to that though. You think OBJ should be getting the ball more? Does he need more targets?
I mean, he needs to be in a situation where he would get more targets. Right now, where the synergy is right now, it's around Cooper Kupp, and I wouldn't mess that up for nothing. Like
do you believe they're also still trying to feed Cooper Kupp though too? Like I think they want him to get. I think they want him to get. I think they want him to get
the record.
I think it's more they're trying to feed. They trying to figure out what OBJ fit. Like when I really watched the game, I really felt like they want to feed him. You know what I'm saying? Like because with Cooper Kupp, like that was just. This is just what's going to happen because he's already established himself as the number 1 guy on his team this year. Even with Robert Woods. Robert Woods was the number 1 before that. But when Cooper Kupp started to assert his dominance with Matt Stafford, it kind of, so now if you really watch your team, we got to go, it just happened this way. We got to continue to feed the hot hand right now. So I feel like this was just going to continue to happen regardless because the dude, he been doing his thing this year. Yeah. But I'm just going, you know what I mean? So
isn't Odell a free agent after this year?
I think he only had 1 year. It was a 1 year deal.
So where do we see OBJ going now?
Probably still stay over there.
You think he's gonna stay there?
He'll stay there because he's thinking about life after football. So he's gonna be a TV personality or try to be in movies or whatever that is. I think, I don't know him, but I think he's about that life. And why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't you set yourself up for football? Life after football. So yeah, I could see that. I could see him staying there.
Okay. All right. Speaking of the Rams, that was actually our last game. The Rams versus the Ravens. We all chose the Rams, and I know it was a point in the game where we were all scared.
Yeah, I was like
that the Ravens were going to beat them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with Matthew Stafford. You never know.
Nah, man. Stop it.
Inconsistent, bro. He is consistent.
He's inconsistent. If you could tell me he's consistent. Listen, I know you're on the Stafford bandwagon, but you can't say he's consistent.
No.
But every QB there's inconsistent. Aaron Rodgers this year has probably been the most consistent quarterback of the whole entire year, as if there's not really a lot of bad games that you could choose from.
And that's why he's the best quarterback and the MVP.
Yeah, but every quarterback is inconsistent. Mahomes has struggles. People was talking about Mahomes isn't the same.
So hold on. So is Matthew Stafford inconsistent?
Yes, I mean,
because you never said it. 10 weeks I've been asking you, keep saying no.
No, 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 no. You was talking about you don't trust Matthew
All right,
Stafford in
so
those
so this
moments.
is this
That's
is
what
this
you
is
said.
this is how I feel about Matthew Stafford. He's inconsistent, fluid, but it's not like the inconsistent of a Ryan Fitzpatrick or something. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, he's not to that level. Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like he's like I hate to say it, it's like he's a elite inconsistent. If that
I know
no,
exactly
because
what you mean
that makes no
100%.
sense, because in order to be elite, you got to be consistently good. But it's just like
He's always
he got
consistently
the
good.
tools. He's that based like Jay Cutler. Like he got all the tools to be elite, but I don't know if it's something up top. I don't know if it's they girlfriend or.
He's
So is
been
it
on the
like he's
Detroit
not
Lions.
consistently good, but he's also not consistently bad? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
He's
Yeah.
you know what he's like, you know what he's more like? He's
What's
more
that?
like who's that guy? Lou Williams. Remember, you all know Lou Williams,
I'm talking about
Yeah,
the basketball
the
player.
basketball player.
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
Lou
Right.
Willville.
He comes in and
no.
he gets hot, and he's like he goes on a 3-game stretch where he's like scoring 30 a game,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the next 2 games you see nothing, and then he gets back on, and he's hot again. He scores 20, and then it's like 10, 8. That's Matthew Stafford. Because if you look, I'm just going to read out touchdowns and interceptions. I know there's more to it, but it's like if you look at his season, three touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 2-1, 4-0, 2-1, 1-4-1, and then it's 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Then he's back on 3-1, like he just, and then 1-3. He's just like you don't. So when I say inconsistent, I know all quarterbacks are inconsistent. When he's good, he's really good. When he's bad, he can cost you a game.
So
There was no reason why they should have been close with the Ravens.
for
But
me,
when he throws what did he throw? 2 touchdowns and 2 picks? He
yeah,
shouldn't do that. He can't do that against lesser teams. Joe Burrow threw for 500 plus yards against that same defense the week before. You got to be better. You got to be better when it matters.
That's a great point.
I think he's better than Kirk Cousins. He's better than Kirk Cousins, but look at Kirk Cousins. You can't rely on Kirk Cousins because every time the lights go on, he disappears.
So you do realize that in that same game, he led the final drive to win them the game, correct?
Exactly. But he
Okay.
also put them in the position to need that final drive.
Oh,
Let's not forget that. It's like I'm going to use another basketball analogy. Robert Horry. If Robert Horry doesn't shoot 70% from the line and 30% from the field and scores 7 points, they don't need big shot Bob because they're already up by 10. You know what I mean? So yes, he drove and made that final drive as he should, but he shouldn't have been in that position in the first place.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real
Go ahead.
quick, Fluent. How much is how? Okay, I agree with you, Forrest, with Matt Stafford. I mean, he not hitting on too much, but how much is it that the NFL is kind of sleeping on Hunt, because we don't know who he is, came out of college. I feel like a lot of this, because if you look at the Packers too, a lot of this is these NFL teams, when they don't know per se about a certain player, these things happen and you got to pull these games out in the end. But if you listen to everybody talk about Huntley, they say this dude is like Michael Jordan with how competitive he is, for his will to win and the things he does to prepare himself to win a game. So how much is the defense is just sleeping on this dude versus, like I say,
no,
they're not going to the Super Bowl. I know they're not going to the
when you
Super
don't
Bowl.
have when you don't have enough tape on a player, yes, they will come out and surprise you. Maybe he is better than we think, or maybe they're taking them light because they think he's the backup and they're not going to have to worry about him. Maybe, but that shouldn't affect what Matthew Stafford does on offense.
And with that being said, we're gonna stay right here with the Rams. And so you guys said that Matthew Stafford's overly inconsistent, or well, not overly, but
No.
inconsistent.
No. My thing is this: every quarterback. I think I said this to Dub before, right? When we had this argument, every quarterback's inconsistent, and so it depends on that ceiling and floor. So where Aaron Rodgers might be a little inconsistent, but it's like his ceiling and floor are close, right? Whereas Kirk Cousins, his ceiling and floor are like this.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's like there's still a gap between his ceiling and his floor, and that can cost you. Your job as a quarterback to be elite, in my mind, is you close that gap between your ceiling and your floor, and that's what makes you a great quarterback. An elite quarterback. You can be a great quarterback. Like he mentioned Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know if I can move back enough. Ryan Fitzpatrick's like this.
Oh man.
So
Right?
what about Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson's too inconsistent.
So that he's not elite.
No,
No, you can still be elite. It's just
So is Matthew Stafford elite?
no.
Why?
His ceiling's not
he
high
is who
enough.
he
His
is.
Why?
ceiling
He was in
isn't
an
high
MVP
enough.
conversation this year.
Not in mine. His ceiling isn't high enough, and his floor is too low. That's why.
So
If he
what?
closes
What
that
is?
gap, he can be there, but he's
So
not there.
what
And
in
Lamar
your?
Jackson only in his 4th year too.
Yeah,
Don't
that's the
forget
other.
that.
Like, here's
What
the
is
thing:
your
when you
ceiling
hit
then?
year 5, that's who you are. Go look at almost every player year 5, and then look at the rest of their career. That's who you are.
What is
So
your
Lamar
ceiling then?
Jackson, it's hard to use Lamar Jackson because he's still year 4. Matthew Stafford, this is what I said to you. He is who he is, regardless of if he's on the Lions, if he's on the Rams, if he's on the Packers, if he's on the Browns. He is who he is. Just like, again, since you brought up Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's been on 12 different teams, and guess what? He's always the same guy. He'll go out and throw 5 touchdowns for 400 yards, and then he'll throw 3 picks and 150 yards. That's just who he is. So Matthew Stafford, 12 years in, 13 years in, he is who he is. So the gap is just, it's too big.
Why is it that case? He is who he is because he's not been, bro. He's not. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that every year that he's been in the league, I don't think there's been one year where you was like, yo, that team can make a deep Super Bowl run. Not one year that Matthew Stafford had that talent. Like, yo, you can make a Super Bowl run.
There was
Not
3
one.
seasons. There was 3
No.
seasons that they won 10 plus games that they absolutely had a chance. Absolutely.
No, I
Now,
mean,
was it his fault they didn't? Maybe not. But all of that is team. I'm talking about his play. The gap between his high and his low is too big to be elite. I'm not saying he's not good. He's good. He's just, if you try to tell me he's on the same page as Aaron Rodgers and Tom
that's a
Brady
whole different level.
and Patrick Mahomes, I'll
No,
call
no,
you
no.
crazy.
No,
And
that's a
those
whole
are my
different
those are
level.
my elite 3.
So,
And
all right. So that's your elite. That's your
Yeah.
elite. Now I'm understanding this because you had me confused for a little bit, but now I'm understanding this. So your elite is that, right?
That's it.
So where? Oh man.
So Matthew Stafford comes in that next bunch from like 4 to 12.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys. We're talking about Matthew Stafford right now, right? Saying that he's, we've talked about his strengths, we've talked about his flaws, and we've said that he is who he is. He has a receiver who's had a statistically amazing season, Cooper Kupp. Now, I want to ask you guys, seeing that the quarterback that he's playing with, and that's no knock to him, but just saying that he's not playing with, obviously, the best of the best. I want to know, is Cooper Kupp overrated or is he underrated? You guys talk to me.
Cooper Kupp is properly rated.
Yeah, properly. Almost. Like, I feel like, yeah.
No, go.
Cooper Kupp is proper.
Sorry. Okay. Ben's sideways camera threw me up. Cooper Kupp is properly rated. I think no one has him as like the most elite. No one has him as trash. They have him as a really, really, really good receiver who's exceptional at route running, who's having a phenomenal year. That's abnormal for what he's done in the past. And so I think he's properly rated. Like, no one's saying he's better than Devontae Adams, and no one's saying he's worse than, I don't know, Mike Evans. I don't know. I just threw out a name.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's just I think he might be the first player that I don't think I could say over or under. I think he's properly rated.
Yeah, I totally agree with like what Fluent said, because it's like, it's players that you still would take over him, but it's still certain players that you would take Kupp over them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, from what I can hear,
if someone said to you, he's the number 1 receiver in the league. Well, now he's overrated.
Yeah, that's way. That's
Nah,
You don't think he should be getting props in that upper echelon
I
category?
think Matthew Stafford's underrated due to what Bama and
We're talking about Cooper Kupp. Stop talking about Matthew Stafford.
Oh, my bad. Cooper Kupp. Oh, Cooper Kupp. That's what we're
leave
talking
Matthew
about.
Stafford out of here.
My bad. I'm trying to fix these things, but Cooper Kupp is overrated as hell. You guys are crazy. No, yeah, you guys are crazy. He is overrated as hell due to people are basing this whole Cooper Kupp ratings based off his production, based off him doing all of this, which is good, don't get me wrong. Production is important to an extent, but when you have a guy we're talking about complete wide receiver right now, right? There's 10 guys in the NFL that I want as my best wide receiver of my team over Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is an inside threat. He kills it. He's a great slot receiver. I don't even think a lot of guys is doing what he's doing in that slot. But now when he's attacking the outside, I don't see Cooper Kupp having to being a consistent threat from the outside
Can I
the way
ask you
other guys
something?
can be.
Can I ask you something? Because this is the second time you've said this on this episode, and I am so confused. You don't care about his production?
No, I don't.
Like, you better figure out a new way to word that. Because
I don't.
if I come in as a running back, and I'm the slowest running back in the NFL, and I can't block,
Wait.
hold on,
That's athleticism. Now you're
hold on,
changing.
no. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
If I come in as the slowest running back who cannot block, and I rush for 2,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, and you don't call me the best running back in the league, I'm gonna slap you in your mouth, because production matters. So you got to stop saying production doesn't matter.
Production
it matters.
Production
It matters.
Okay, it matters.
Also,
but you missed the point that I said. I said that production matters to an extent. I said it's okay to judge things based off production, but that cannot be the whole basis of your argument. The only reason you would sit here and tell me that Cooper Kupp is a top 5 or top 10 receiver is based on the yards. But when we look at what this guy can do from a wide receiver standpoint, the attacking the outside, inside, all of that. Hands, all of that. He's not top 10.
He is.
He's not.
He is. Because look, if you look at this,
you're gonna bring up the route runner. Go.
No, it's not even the route runner. So this is what I try to tell you. So, all right, W, if you want to speak to him being the reason why he's so good in the slot is because he's like 6'2", 6'3". So I don't know why you think Cooper Kupp is little. He's not. He's huge. So there goes he could play outside or inside. Now his speed, he runs 4.62. So that's not really that slow. That's league average at league. Well, I ain't gonna say not anymore, but league average getting a little faster. But if you look at how fast he plays fast enough to get over. He plays like about at a 4.4. Also, if you really look at the small things, they match him up against number 1 DBs, and them guys try to violate Cooper Kupp a lot, and he still gets open. Like, so that's what you got to grade that number 1 off of, because number 1s, they get a lot of attention. He's getting that attention. If you think Cooper Kupp this year not getting that attention, I guess you just think the NFL scouting report is horrible. Like,
but it's a difference when you have guys like Robert Woods and Van Jefferson covering that X receiver role that Fluent mentioned before about the X and Y. Cooper Kupp has never fulfilled those duties on a consistent level throughout the whole entirety of the season. So I'm not going to sit here and say that.
I mean, they just got Van Jefferson last year.
They got Van Jefferson, Robert Woods. Cooper Kupp was never on that level.
So to be a top 10, you have to be an X receiver?
You have to show me that at the same time that you could fill in the responsibility of a slot or a wide receiver, you could also fill in the responsibilities and the duties of an X receiver. I have not seen that from Cooper Kupp at all.
You value, and I'm asking a serious question, you value versatility and skill over production.
Absolutely.
Because we're talking about a guy who's gone for less than 90 yards once this season.
I value when I'm talking about as I want somebody as the guy of my team, as my best receiver of my team. I don't want Cooper Kupp. I want 10 other guys above him.
In most years, who was Tom Brady's best receiver? Was it the X or the Y in the slot?
I believe it was Robert Gronkowski. He was
tight end.
But that was his most valuable receiver.
Okay. And
then Julian Edelman, he was the slot.
It was slot.
Mm-hmm.
So do you need to be or have why is Julian Edelman considered a Hall of Famer? If he wasn't the X, he was never the X. He was never the alpha. He was never that guy.
It's based off production.
I think that's
and resume
right.
and
that's
what he
right.
and that
based
he played
on production
he played on the Patriots, honestly.
So real quick, his rookie year, he had 1,162 yards.
Yeah. He played well, but again, he did that.
Sophomore year, came back 974, almost 1,000 again. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Cooper.
Yeah, he did good.
This year, he's at 18, 20, 29.
Yeah.
So it's like
Listen, as I said, I'm not sitting here trying to say that Cooper Cup's trash. I'm not saying that boy's talented. Like you said, he's a great route runner. Like you said, he's not trash at all. All I'm saying is when I'm looking him as a complete wide receiver, I have not seen him take on the responsibilities as is seen from a Tyreek Hill or DK Metcalf. I believe Tyreek Hill, he could fill in the responsibilities. He could fill in Cooper Cup's shoes better than Cooper Cup can fill Tyreek Hill's shoes.
No.
Yes.
It's still the same thing
No,
because
you
you got McCall Hart. Like I don't. If you don't think that Chiefs offense is loaded, like you are blind.
No, wait,
like,
no, it's no.
Pringle would
said,
start on almost any other team. And he's their
yeah,
fourth.
like he's a fourth option.
but bro, it's like this, bro. I said that I trust Tyreek Hill to be. I'm not saying that he could fill Cooper Cup's shoes. I'm saying he could fill Cooper Cup's shoes more
agree.
than
I
Cooper.
agree that Tyreek
but
Hill is better
but
than
here's the
Cooper
thing.
Kupp.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Yeah, Tyreek Hill's better, obviously. But my point is this: the guys that I know that are probably in your top 10, you can game plan and shut them down. They've been game planning for Cooper Kupp, and he still goes for 100 yards every single game. He still gets his
You want to
10
know
targets,
why? You want to
8
know why? It's
receptions,
harder to shut
and
down.
a touchdown.
It's harder
That's
to shut.
right.
No,
it's harder to touch it.
No,
and you know
no,
what?
no,
And
no,
you know what?
no.
He's a 6'2", 208-pound slot receiver, and take it from a 6'3", 210-pound slot receiver. That's the toughest job
But
as
it's
a wide
harder
receiver
to shut
because
down.
you're going over the middle. Hold on, you're going over the middle.
Mhm.
You're going in traffic, and you're route running. As a guy who's done it, is harder because you're doing it in traffic. I'm not saying it's easy to get separation and go up the seam and take a fade route. I'm not saying that. However, it's more dangerous playing the slot. And the fact that I feel like you're saying this, and I'm taking it personal, is you're saying because he's a slot receiver and he can't play the X, he's not a good receiver. I disagree with that.
I never said he
pretty
wasn't a good
adamantly.
receiver. I said that there's just other guys that I think I could put above him because I feel as if they could do the same thing that he has done. They could do the same thing that he can do. Not to the extent, but they could do the same thing that he can do. I don't believe Cooper Kupp can't do the same thing. DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, I don't think he can because again, it's attacking the outside. It's easier for Cooper Kupp to explode like you're saying to that because it's harder to game plan for because he's attacking the middle. He's the first read to Matthew Stafford. And let's get into Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, there's two guys whose lead in NFL history in yards. And who threw them the ball? Matthew Stafford. So there we go. Another thing.
And who cost his team wins because he didn't
No,
know how
no,
to
no.
spread it out?
I'm just saying.
Matthew
I just
Stafford.
brought that up. I just brought that up there. Now, when we talk about the game plan of an offense, you have Robert Woods, who
But you don't.
Robert Woods is a good receiver. Let's not clear that up. So the defense can't just afford to not give him to just ignore him completely. They have to respect Robert Woods for who he is because when they did start doing that and started focusing more on Cooper Kupp, that's when Robert Woods would start going crazy. So now it's a double-edged sword. So now it's either Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp. Who are you gonna game plan against? You can't game plan for both of those guys. You just can't. So Cooper Kupp is the first read because when you're attacking the middle, it's easier for you to get open because you're not the main game plan for that team. Honestly,
Okay, let me ask you this: how many slot receivers are in the NFL?
a lot. It's a
Who's
lot.
better than Cooper Kupp?
Nobody. They give you that.
Who's anywhere near his production from the slot?
Nobody. I said.
So put some respect on that man's name.
I
Who's
said I
anywhere near
do.
his production from anywhere.
I-
We're just talking about all receivers because my thing is I know what you're saying, Dub, and I get what you're saying, but it's like I don't want to Benz if it's not going to get me from point A to point Z.
Let me
The,
ask
the
you
whole
this.
the whole point of you being a receiver is to catch the ball, right?
Yep.
Get receptions
Yep.
and get in the end zone.
Yep.
Cooper
So
Kupp,
you're right. So is
is that.
Devontae Adams a more skilled wide receiver than Cooper Kupp
Oh yeah.
all day long?
But see
But
what
does,
Dub is
does Cooper Kupp have 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 20 receptions more than him?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I mean, my bad.
Yes, he
No,
does.
wait, he does. No, what I meant was like, my bad. I meant no, like he's not better than Devontae Adams. That's what I meant to say. That's my bad.
Okay, so I think what you speaking of is you speaking of athleticism, but also that's why you kind of got to get Cooper Kupp more credit because I don't know if you played football or not, Dub, but I'm played in college and I wasn't in the matchups. I wasn't always the most athletic person over the line. It's been some freakish at linebackers I went against, D ends, all of that.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to use the thinking part, the mental part of it. You got to put yourself in position to where you can win this consistently. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Cooper does on a night in and night out basis. He's not more athletic than AJB or Justin Jefferson or Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill.
Do you know who else?
The fact that he positions himself to give you that same possession,
I got you with that. I'm with you, Bama. I'm with you 100% on that. I agree. Now this is like the skill set argument for basketball and who has a better skill set. That's a skill set argument when we're talking about route running. But when we're talking about better receiver, I'm sorry. We have to include athleticism. We have to include how good you are at catching the ball. We have to include how fast you are when we're talking about who's the better wide receiver. We have to include all aspects.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you. Do
NFL in yards?
Cooper Kupp.
You want to know his 40? You want to know the 40 of the person who leads the NFL in all-time receiving yards?
Calvin.
That's who I was going to bring up.
No, it's not Calvin.
Who?
It's not Calvin.
It's Jerry Rice.
Remember when I said who had a slow yards. Who else had a slow 40 time? That's what I said. I don't know if you guys heard me. I was saying Jerry Rice. And guess what? I think he overcame that. He overcame the athleticism. And let me ask you this. You're GM of a team. You could pick player A, who is the best route runner. He's the fastest. He's got the best hands. He does everything. Skill set, athleticism, he's number 1.
Yep.
Or you could take wide receiver number 2, and he's number 10 in all of those categories. Here's the thing. You're going to get 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns from player 2, and you're only going to get 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns from player 1. Who are you taking?
But that's a whole fluent. That is a context, Ben. That is a context, Ben.
Who are you taking?
If I've ever seen one. Because
I don't think it is.
No. Because when no.
I think you're giving too much. I think you're giving no. I think you're giving too much. It's important, but I think you're putting too much weight in terms of skill and versatility, and not enough weight on production.
No, you have to. You have to do that. You have to.
No, you don't.
You have to because
production is everything.
Because if you're saying production is everything, Cooper Kupp is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Cooper Kupp is better than DeAndre Hopkins. That's what you're telling me.
I'm gonna give you another story.
He produced
I'll give you another story. At my high school, I was not the most athletic basketball player. I was not the fastest. I did not jump the highest. But you know what I did? Buckets. And I could play some D. Mm-hmm. And guess who got the scholarship and who didn't? I got. No one else did.
But guess what? That's your skill set.
No.
What?
That's his mentality.
No, the guys, I'm telling you, guys were better shooters. They could run faster, jump higher. They could do all that stuff better than me. In one-on-one, I used to get smoked. Mm-hmm. But in a team game, you're not finding anyone better than me. Even because I used my brain, I knew exactly where everybody needed to be, where I needed to be on the court. I remember LeBron did this to Toronto, and I used to do this in high school, where he would tell player, hey, you're in the wrong position for the play you're running. I don't know if you guys know that. LeBron did it to the Raptors that game. Yeah. I used to tell, hey, you're running flex motion. You're supposed to be at the top of the key. And the guy's like, oh yeah. And he'd go and be like, hold on, how the hell did you know that? Those are the things that it doesn't matter how big and it's easier if you're bigger, stronger, faster. Sure, it might be easier, but if you can't do those other things and you don't produce,
right?
I'll give you one last example. This is a football one. Mm-hmm. Jamarcus Russell had all the tools. He was big and strong and fast.
Greatest pro day ever.
Could throw the ball 100 yards. But guess what? He didn't produce, and where'd he end up? Out of the league. Because production matters more than anything else.
This context, Ben, is hilarious. You want to know why? Because I'm not saying Cooper Kupp is not good. I'm not saying that he's not a top receiver in the NFL. I'm not saying any of that. I am comparing him to, I said, the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL.
Who are the top 10?
I'm picking 10 receivers.
Who are they?
Let me read this list again.
Yeah,
I sent it to y'all.
No, he had a good list.
I sent it to y'all. I sent it to y'all. So this is like what Fluent said. If I am a GM and I got this handful of receivers, and all I know is what I know in today's standard, right? I'm picking Devontae Adams,
okay,
Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Now this isn't my official top 10. These are people I'm picking over Kupp.
Yeah.
Adams, Hill,
okay,
Hopkins, Diggs, Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, I still may even pick Mike Evans.
You lost me with those last two.
I might even pick Mike Evans as well.
I like the Mike Evans one.
Mike
You lost
Evans
me with
as
those
well.
last two.
So
Why?
here's the thing, and this is why I'm saying that Cooper Kupp is underrated, because you're literally saying you'll pick 10 people over the receiver that produce the most yards and the most touchdowns. You're literally saying you'll take 10 people over
for
him.
Dub.
Undervalued.
For Dub, he's underrated.
Yep.
For Dub, he's underrated.
You guys are
Dub
just basing
underrates
this.
him.
You guys are just basing this all off of production and
What else
you,
matters?
What else are we supposed to
Bro,
What else
bro?
matters?
look at the
Yeah,
talent.
like,
Look what he could do.
it's-
You keep saying using your brain. All these
Yeah,
guys.
like-
Amari Cooper, Dazzy, thank you. Amari Cooper as well. Maybe even CeeDee Lamb too. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
I
when we're
see
looking
what
as a complete
But that's
wide
what
receiver.
you talking about. You talking about listen.
It's not
if-
athleticism. About attacking
That's-
all points
he's
of being a wide
He's talking
receiver.
about skill set
No,
over
it's
production.
all points of a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want a
but
wide
the-
receiver who could do
but the
everything,
skill
not just
set-
excel at
the
one
skill
thing.
set you really speaking to all really boils down to athleticism, because he does everything you want a wide receiver to do.
I'm gonna ask you another.
Can't
I know you do a lot of basketball, so I'm gonna ask you another basketball question. Who's a better defender? LeBron James, who apparently can guard all 5 positions, or
that's
Dennis
false.
Rodman?
That's false. That's false. LeBron cannot guard all 5 positions.
Yes,
Rodman
he can.
is a better.
LeBron can
No, hold
guard all
on, wait.
5 positions.
I'll get right into you on that one. Dennis Rodman is better. You want to know why? Because I could trust him guarding a guard, and I could trust him guarding a center for the whole entirety of a game. I do not trust LeBron James to guard a center for the whole entirety of a NBA game. Never.
Okay. Who's a better scorer, KD or Jordan?
It's tough.
That one tough.
It's a hard. Those are like the top 3 scores in my list. So it's like, it's a wash for me, honestly.
Or Jordan.
Would y'all be mad if I said KD?
I wouldn't mad. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad.
You'd be wrong, because the skill set and the versatility he has, but who produced?
It's a wash for me.
MJ.
It's a wash
Yeah,
for me.
MJ.
But it's a wash for me. If you want to pick one of those two guys, I wouldn't be mad.
You don't value production.
It's about what you can do.
That's why you like Jalen Hurts.
It's about what you can do. Yeah. Yeah.
Dub, he just pulled a rabbit out.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Bro, I'm like, bro, I want the player that is going to produce the most. Because no, think about it. Out of all 10 of those guys, nobody has 1,800 yards and 15 touchdowns. But I guarantee you, if you go to the beginning of this season before the year and be like, hey, you guys, if you guys can take this, would you take this? Everybody's gonna say yeah.
You have guys on your list who have 800 yards less than him. Just think about that.
I value their talent more than him. I do. If I put AB,
you value talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
you
I
value
put
talent
AB,
and skill, I value production and wins.
if I put AB right in that same type of scenario, and I'm like, yo, AB, just be a slot receiver, bro. That's all you got to do. I think he could do almost, with Matthew Stafford throwing the ball, I think he could do just as good as Cooper Kupp.
I know I'm doing a lot of basketball references today, but they said the same thing about Russ.
Shout out
easy.
Player's Choice, by the way.
So Player's Choice. Hashtag we're not the same. I use that all the time. It was so easy. He's just stat padding and getting triple doubles. Man, if it was that easy, why isn't everybody doing it? So if it was that easy for all those guys that you mentioned to just go in the slot and get 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns, then why aren't they doing it?
Because
all their offensive coaches are stupid.
Because they're playing a different role. They're not just in the slot the whole entirety of the game. They have more responsibilities than Cooper Kupp. Why should they be fired then? If you have a wide receiver who could cover that responsibility better than everybody else, you have to put them there. You can't just stick them in the slot.
If he could get me 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns, you're damn right.
Let me ask you this: do you trust Cooper Kupp
That's how you win games?
Do you trust Cooper Kupp to attack the outside
I would
on
say
a
this.
night in, night out basis?
How much is it? No. Is Cooper Kupp saying, hey, because I'll tell you this, a lot of receivers are divas, and I'm going to let you know right now.
They don't want to go over the middle.
Used to play the slot in college. Guess where he went right back to in the pros? Outside.
Yeah, they don't want to get over the middle.
I would much rather have a safety coming across to hit me versus a middle linebacker coming down to hit me.
You see them with
See
them
what I'm
alligator
saying?
arms. Let me
come
ask you
on,
this.
man.
Let me ask you this, because you said, who do you trust? So let me ask you this.
Mhm.
You trust Kareem to shoot threes?
Nope.
No,
Never.
but you're gonna throw him the ball every single time down in the post, right? Because you know he's gonna score 30 on you, right? With one move, a skyhook that no one can
I'm gonna
stop,
throw it in the
right?
middle post too.
Yeah, I would.
Mid range too.
Exactly, because you don't have to be versatile to be great. All you have to do is one thing exceptional.
But
You know what's
And
crazy?
you know what?
said,
And that's what he does.
and as I
You know what's
said, I
crazy?
never said he wasn't great. I never
Also,
said
this
that.
too. Also, this too. When you got 1,800 plus yards, if you get over 1,500 yards, you play more than just the slot. Just to let you know, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, AJB, those guys play the slot and outside.
Exactly.
Because
And that's
you
the point.
gotta move those guys
Yeah.
around because the NFL is game planning for you very hard week to week. Like they even showed these things. Like I'll have to show you guys. I'll send y'all the message. But they show these things to where once they call a hike and you start running your route, you got guys, they'll just come over and they'll form a triangle around you, just follow you like that. And it's like the craziest thing because on like when you watching it, you looking at the pass rush and different things like that. But when they slow it down and you see the defenses these guys have to go through, and you see like when they actually still get open throughout all of this, even Devontae Adams tell you, it's some plays where he don't even run the route that's called because you got guys that's bracketed, lined up. You got two guys lined up on him, like in like his punt formation, and you got a safety stacked over top. It's like, bro, sometimes you gotta think on the fly to get yourself open. You know what I mean? That's why I say, man, you kind of gotta give Kupp his credit because he's like you saying, like what he can't do, he's actually doing it because that's how you get 1,800 yards. You don't just play one position and get 1,800 yards. You see
If
what I'm
we
saying?
look at the percentages and see how often he played attacking the inside, I guarantee you it's above 50%. Above 50.
I beg to differ. It probably might be like 40 something. I'll
Uh,
probably say it might be 40 something.
Keenan
But I
Allen is
guarantee
40 something, and I don't believe that Keenan Allen plays the slot more than Cooper Kupp.
they damn near play
They
about the
run
same
him.
amount.
They run him in the slot a lot, but I believe Cooper Kupp runs the slot way more than Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen is 41, I will put a bet on it that Cooper Kupp runs it way more than him.
Yo, Ben, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
So here, let me.
What's
So I'll
up,
tell
man?
you,
Talk to us.
I've got the number, Ben. I got the number for you, Ben. Cooper Kupp this season, 73% he's started in the slot,
There we
which
go.
means 27% of his yards have come outside of the slot. So call it 30%. So 70-30. So yeah, he's doing it outside too.
He's doing it outside,
Because you know what?
to the
Do
extent
you know what?
you
Do you
just
know what
said
30%?
70.
Do you know what 30% is of 1,800?
Oh my God! I never said that he has an inability to do it. I said he cannot be a consistent threat. That's what I said. Now you just said 30%.
He has 540 yards.
Is 30%?
He has
Is
540
30%
yards.
consistent?
He has 540 yards outside of the slot, and you named players who only have like 1,000 yards total.
Again, you're basing it off of
Total.
production.
Yes.
You said
Production
30%.
matters.
You said 30% outside, right? That's not being consistent.
30% is not consistent.
If you shoot 30% from the field, did you make consistent buckets?
That's
If you catch
average,
if you
damn
if you catch the ball 30% of the time, are you a good wide receiver?
No. 30% of his yards came from the outside, not in the slot. So 540 yards he's got as a outside receiver. You said he's never outside.
Your context
30% of his
oh
yards.
my God. Your context bending crazy. What I said is
know
he
what that
he attacks way more in the middle. He
He
attacks
does.
inside. Those are
Well,
facts.
no. Actually, no.
I never said he has an inability to attack from
See,
the
hold
outside.
on.
Said
There's another misconception that you have is that because he starts in the slot, he's catching it in the middle. So you're forgetting that he's running drag routes, which okay, that's in the middle, but he's also running flat outs. He's running short outs.
Yeah,
He's
there's
running
all
hitch
of that.
patterns. Hold on, he's run 15% are post routes, which are okay. He's running seam routes. So those seam routes aren't. If you've run a seam route, you're not really coming over the
I
middle.
got you,
You're
but
running a seam route. He's run go routes. He's run fade routes. So those are going to the outside. So even though he starts in the slot, he's running a fade, which means the ball's. I don't know if you guys know, everybody who's listening or whatever. A fade route doesn't mean you fade. It means you come out like this, quarterback throws it to fade it out of bounds, and you go to it. That takes you outside of the hash marks.
Let
So
me
that's an
ask you something.
outside play.
When Matthew Stafford's throwing the ball, right? Who's the first read?
It should be Cooper Kupp. He's their best receiver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was like that regardless. You want to know why? Because Cooper Kupp, I acknowledge his
I don't know what
talent.
that means.
No,
Devontae Adams is the first
I
option too.
acknowledge Cooper Kupp's talent. Cooper Kupp's talent is great. There's not a lot of guys who could call him because he's a great route runner. So when you're a quarterback in Matthew Stafford, you have a guy lining up in the slot, literally right
Okay.
next to you, getting wide open. You're gonna hit him every single time.
Okay. I know Ron wants to move on to the next topic. So I'm gonna leave it with one. I'm gonna ask you one last question. It's a two-parter. Is Cooper Kupp top 15 for you?
I have to think. I don't know
Okay,
yet.
okay. Is
I
he
have to
top
think about
20?
that.
Okay, okay.
I think
is
he
he
might-
top 20?
I think he may be in my top 20, top 15.
Okay.
So hold on.
You are
so,
drunk
hold
right
on,
now.
Hold on.
Yeah,
so he's
that's
hold on.
wild.
Hold
Insane,
on.
bro.
So he's
if Cooper
in your
Kupp's
top.
not top
hold on.
five, I don't. If Cooper Kupp's not in anybody's top five, I don't get it. I don't care. I don't care if you're lining up in the backfield. I don't care if you're a quarterback. If you lead the league in receptions, I don't care if you're a lineman or a tight end. If you lead the league in receptions and touchdowns,
And
you
yards.
are doing something right.
So I'm gonna just say this, and this is to Bama. Sorry, Ben. I'm sorry, Ben.
You
One
good.
last thing. I promise. Okay, if
Bless
you in that top 20, the talent gap, as Bama likes to say, is small. And what variables bring you up or down in that top 20 because the talent gap between 1 and 20, 25 is so small? It's production.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Okay. You leave it at that.
I think Cooper Kupp is underrated, but the TikTok community is overrating him because like they say he's the best receiver in the league. I'm like, and you got people like Devontae and all them. For me, he's in my top 10. I got him like in the 6 to 7 range because I got Adams, I got Diggs, Tyree, D Hop, and I got Justin Jefferson at my 5. So and then that's where Cooper Kupp comes in. But he's underrated as heck, and I can't stand when people like they say like he's just a slot receiver. I said that just make me sick.
He
bro.
just told you he lost 70% in the slot.
70%.
He got you 500 yards outside.
Oh my
and
God.
you got people
That
like
is a
Devontae Adams
context
playing the
bet
slot
if
too.
I've
Like
ever seen one. 30%, think about it. 30%.
I didn't say he lined up in the slot 70% of the time. I said 70% of his yards come from the slot, 30% come from the outside. He could line up.
That's
he
astronomical.
can line up anywhere.
That's astronomical.
Yeah.
70%.
But again, that's not including the extra yards he gets starting in the slot where he goes outside. So he could be almost 800 yards on the outside, which is more than guys you have over him. And at the end of the day, you maybe you need to have 2 lists. Here's my list on skilled players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, and then production. Because you know what? On production, he's number 1. Period.
He is.
And there's no debate.
And sometimes production loss.
Well, sometimes so do guys on Player's Choice.
All right, fellas. So we're gonna keep it pushing right now. I know you guys seen this crazy situation that happened in the middle of the game up
Something happened?
in New York. I know you guys seen Antonio Brown take his jersey off, take his shirt off, pump up the fans, and run off the field. I need thoughts, I need reactions, and I need to know what's going on. Who wants to kick it off?
I just got 2 words.
The floor is open.
Clown. Straight clown. He's a clown.
Why?
Like,
Why?
Because like, didn't Antonio Brown say like he was like injured or something?
Yep.
Well,
his ankle.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see him injured when like he was running off that field, jumping up and down and all that type stuff. Like I don't really believe it one bit. I just don't. But and I think Antonio Brown. Well, I don't think Tom Brady needs Antonio Brown, but this is like a little decrease for the Super Bowl, like a little decrease. Like it's a big loss because Tom Brady likes throwing it to Antonio Brown and stuff like that. So yeah.
Floor.
After he left, he released a song. Did you guys hear about this?
Nah.
I'll play it for you. He's from the pit, not the palace. So check this out. So I got that's exclusive sports_fluent. It's on there. You can check it. That video is pinned. Listen, I struggle with this one because what he did kind of acting the fool, right? Like, I don't like that. I think I like, I think you need to be professional. He could have, if he was hurt, there's better ways to go about it, right? Talk to a trainer, get, they could walk him off the field. They could do all that stuff. I got to tell you, though, I'm confused by a couple of things because I think he would want to play because he was so close to getting his incentives and his money. So I hear rumors of that people, they didn't want to put him in because they didn't want him to get his money. And he's saying, no, they wanted to put me in, but I was hurt, so I didn't go in. So I don't like the way he handled it. So I'll give him that. However, Arians knew who he was, right? He didn't like Bruce Arians wasn't under a rock for 5 years, missing all his things that he did in Oakland and New England and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He's aware of like him lying about a COVID vaccination card. He knows all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
He knows the kind of player that he is. And I equate this to any other job. You have a team of people working for you, and each one has a distinct personality, and you have to manage each one of them different. And you know how they act, and you should know how they'll react to things that you do and say. So he did a really bad job of managing his guy that he knew that's how he is. That's who he is. Again, I go back to it. He didn't do anything out of character, did he?
No.
Did he do anything out of character?
He acted just
so
like
then,
AB.
So there's I think there's 33.33%. Antonio Brown handled it wrong. 33.33% is Tom Brady, who vouched for him. Because if you co-sign on a loan and the person you co-sign for doesn't pay the payments, guess who's paying them? You. And I think 33.33% goes to Bruce Arians because he knew the player and he knew all the things that he did. But he said, you know what? Brady, the team, and even myself maybe believe he can help us win. And that's all that matters is him helping us win. So I think there's enough blame to go around. Did I like what he did? No, it's childish. It's silly.
Bama?
All right. This is what I say right
Go ahead, Bama. Talk to me, baby.
All right.
I was waiting for you.
Real quick. All right. Yes, we can say he behaved unprofessional and all of that stuff. But this is what I go back to, man. And this is what I feel like people, especially in the NFL, if you watch the coaches of the NFL and NBA, of how white people behave in the NBA, especially coaches, they behave a lot more cordial than they do in the NFL. If you really watch the NFL, a lot of them coaches have that slave owner mentality. You do as I say. When I say jump, how high? Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. So if you look at it, him and Bruce Arians, they showed the video, they chattering back and forth. And the reports came out. AB told them, hey, man, I can't play. And Bruce Arians said, hey, get the fuck in the game. First off, I'm a grown-ass man. Who you talking to like that? Don't talk to me like that, like I'm your kid. We're going to go back to Pittsburgh. What was this issue with Big Ben? Another white man trying to talk to me like I'm a child, like I'm one of his children. I'm not your child. You need me just as much as I need you. So don't sit here and act like, oh, I'm supposed to be indebted to you. NFL, they love to hold these contracts over your head. Oh, he would have got 300. He not hurting for cash. He had that interview when old boy came to his crib in a $10 million house. He's not hurting for cash. He said, I own everything in here. I was like, yeah, he lets you know. Right after that, he put up a post and said, football is what we do, not who we are. So that speaks and lets you know his mind is somewhere else. That's why I was like, I can't be mad at it because all this time people sit there and be like, oh man, I want players to have a voice. All this need to be this. We need to stand up like this. Well, when it comes time to stand up for things, these are the things where it's going to be groundbreaking. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, these guys are our favorite players. But in order to get this thing going in the right track and nice for equal for everybody, it's going to be some situations like this. You're going to have your Kyries where you won't see some of these phenomenal players. Like, yes, we love these guys because of what they did athletically. But for us on a social level, these are some of the things that these guys have to do to make it better for the next group of guys. Your Travis, when these guys come to the NFL and all this, that's why I tell people, them guys in the NFL, they need to lose whatever way of think. I don't want to get too far off subject, but I just tell people this. I was watching College Game Day like a couple years back. They had Minnesota up there. They had the head coach from uh Flip. I think I can't remember the guy's name from the Timberwolves. They had him up there, and they had Coach Polk from the
Flip Saunders.
yeah.
Flip Saunders.
They had Flip come up there. You could tell, man, like he up there. He got a cool voice to him. This other coach, Kevin Polk, this dude like from, I don't know, somewhere up north, he come on with a southern accent talking about, oh, this is how our guys do it. They got to do it like this. You had Flip Saunders up there. You basically saw how he was talking like, hey, man, this is like, I respect these guys. These are the things we do. It's more of a unison. We get their input. Versus when the Pope came up there, it was like, bro, this is a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? You lucky. We gonna row the boat here. You ain't got no choice but to row the boat. And I was just like, bro, you see the difference in cultures. Even when you look at the NBA, they have a way better time. Them boys really enjoy themselves. Yeah, you had the few situations with the Donald Sterlings, but I feel like the NBA, they nip that junk in the bud quick. You see what I'm saying? They don't never just let it dangle around how the NFL do. And that's why these situations continue to come up. And that goes by. And then on top of that, I'm going to end it right here. That even goes to show you with them guys with the CTE and stuff, hiding them injury reports and all that. That don't help this case right now when you see what AB telling you. That's what I'm trying to tell people. For a guy to sacrifice $300,000 and say F that and walk out, dude, it got to be more Bruce Arians than AB. Yeah, we can sit there and be like, oh, this is AB. But I look at those situations and I grade them just like this. At the root of it, you had a white male overstepping his boundaries, feeling like they can talk to a black male like this is 1955 or something. And this ain't that, dude. I'm a man just like you, and we equals. We're equals. We eye to eye. You're not my daddy. You my coach. I respect you as my coach. But dude, you could have said, hey man, can you go in there and play? Not no, oh, get the fuck in the game. Like, who is you talking to? Like,
and that's
yeah, no, listen, I if that's what happened, I'm with you. I will say this. There, on a football level, before I get attacked, on a football level, they are not equals, though. They're not equals, right?
Oh.
Like, he's the coach, he's the player. So there needs to be a level of respect, which if he said that's wrong. But they're not equals. Like, I have staff that work for me, they work for me. We're not equals. I need to tell them what to do, and they need to do it. We need to be respectful about it and respect, both ways. But they're not. I just want to put that out there. Like,
oh yeah.
He needs to tell his players what to do. That's his job. The player's job is to do what they're told to do. Now, again, the way that, if that's how we said it, wrong. And I think, and this is why I think you're very right with the point that you made, I think the Bucs know that, because I don't know if you guys saw it today. Now the report is he isn't cut. He's just suspended.
Wow.
So why would they do that? The only reason they would do that is because Bruce Arians did something wrong or overstepped his bounds as a coach. And they're like, okay, hold on. We did something wrong here.
And don't forget, in year one, he disrespected Tom Brady too. When he told Brady, when they had a problem, all they was doing is throwing the ball deep downfield. He told Tom Brady, "You gonna run the plays I call." Tom Brady.
Yeah. Oh, it's and that's what I'm saying. I think it's. I'm not saying there isn't an aspect of race to it, but I think Arians also has a kind of complex of that, like you said, that dictatorship.
Sure does.
This is my boat. This is my boat. And I'm going to tell you when to row, and you're going to row as fast as I tell you to row, to use your analogy. So, but I think, like I said, I think the Bucs understood that there was something wrong, because otherwise he's cut and he's gone. The fact that now he's suspended tells you that. So that's why I don't know that.
So is this confirmed?
I've heard that before.
Do we know for sure? Is he suspended or is he cut?
My understanding is he's now suspended, not cut.
That is amazing.
That would go to show that yes, Arians probably pushed a little too.
So.
What's up, Dub? Go ahead.
So I have a little conspiracy. The conspiracy is like this. Everybody knows who AB is, especially things with the fake vaccination and everything. Bruce Arians could have gotten very irritated with AB, and now it was kind of like finding any type of reason to get him out. You know what I mean? I believe that whole ankle injury. AB was like, "Yo, bro, I'm not ready I'm not ready to be out there." Bruce Arians was like, "Nah, get the hell out there." You know what I mean? Back to your point, Bama. I believe it was along those lines, like, nah, bro, you already acted up, you already did all this. nah, I'm not going to let you slide this time. So now it's like just kind of, I'm irritated with you already. I don't want you in my boat. And if you leave, you leave. If you stay, you stay. I don't care. That's what I feel as Bruce Arians had. That's the mentality I believe it happened. I thought of this before you even told me anything. So now I'm leaning more towards that's being the reason why. So, in terms of the way AB handled the situation, of course it's wrong. It's not professional. But bro, hats off to him, bro. Hats off to him. I loved
No,
every single bit of
no,
it. Hey, listen,
no.
listen, listen. I loved every single bit of it,
This is
especially
what
with you guys
this is one
saying
thing I
all
want to
this.
say
You
too.
can't you can't
This is
Loved
treat
it.
you can't teach people that it's okay to just, take your jersey off or take your uniform off or
this
take your
That's a
tie off
parent. That's a
and
parent's.
not
That's a
it's not
parent's. That is a
it's not
parent's
it's not.
responsibility to teach
Let
their
me ask you
sons
this.
or
Let
their
me say
daughters
this
that.
though. I worked at Verizon. It was a corporate job. You had to behave the corporate way. But what I used to tell people, the most disrespectful people are them corporate executives. Bro, they politely are dickheads. Like they come in and
Yep.
they say rude stuff, and they like based off if this was on the street, dude. Like, listen, these are fights. Like I
Nah,
used to tell
nah.
them at
Yep.
work, like,
no,
dude,
no,
like this is a
I
fight
agree with
right
that.
here.
I agree with that.
See
Yeah,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
Yeah,
But
this
it's like,
dude.
oh, you gotta behave in this
Nah,
certain
nah.
manner
That's
because
yeah. That's true,
you in
bro.
this certain it's a professional setting, so you got to be professional. And it's just like, dude, that is just like it was just my hair was falling out of that job because
Hmm.
it's like you gotta constantly bite the bullet all day, and it's like if you're not of a higher authority, you always constantly find yourself as
Mm.
I gotta take the short end of the stick because I'm not making 150K. I'm only making 60K.
And
You know
that's
what I
why
mean?
I
Right.
like what AB
Okay.
has done because like you said, if we're going off of he told them I didn't want to go out there and play. He was like, "Yo," then he's on the sideline, "Yo, my ankle's hurting." The coach is like, "Yo, get the hell out there. Fuck what you just said." Nah, bro.
Okay.
Like
All
I'm
right,
like you
let me
said, I'm
ask you
not a
this.
kid. I'm not a
Let me
kid. You're
ask you
not my
this.
daddy. Bro, I'm out then. And Bruce
But you're
Arians like,
right. The
"Go ahead and
taking the
leave."
jersey off, the theatrical
Let,
exit.
Let me tell you
let me
something.
ask
No,
you.
I
wait,
Let me
agree.
wait.
hold on.
I agree.
Dub,
Fluent,
let me
fluent.
ask you.
I'll
Let me
let you
ask you.
go.
Dub.
I'll let you go right after. Right after. When I was at work one time. I had a mishap with a manager and everything. I had my mask down when I was trying to put my phone in to do the Face ID and everything. Right. Put it down. Put it right back. This dude is gonna sit here, look me up and down, but oh, you better than that. Don't be doing that again. Da, da, da. I said, bro, what the hell are you even talking about? I almost cursed him out. I try to keep it as respectful as
Yeah.
possible. But I said, bro, don't you be talking to me like that. I'm not so little kid. I said, we the same blood, bro. We breathe the same air. You a manager, but bro, you're not gonna talk to me like that at all. He was like, oh
Yeah,
wait,
yeah, no, no. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. However, I'm gonna paint a scenario for you. So his ankle's really hurt. He's too hurt to play. Bruce Arians says, get the F back in there. I don't care if you're hurt or not. So there's two ways he can handle that. He can tear off his jersey and his shoulder pads, throw them to the sideline, and then skip through the end zone, waving to the fans and doing a dance. And now he's thought to be the fool, and he's thought to be the diva and the crazy one, right?
mm-hmm.
Or if he goes like he should go to the trainer, my ankle's hurt, I can't play. We need to go back to the training room, and they walk him off to the back to the training room. And after, during the press conference, I'm not saying bite your lip and say nothing. At the press conference, he says, I had to get out of the game because my ankle is whatever. I'm in an air cast now, whatever the case may be. And I had to leave. And Bruce Arians was telling me to get back in the game. And I just told him I can't play. And that's why I had to go to the training room. I'm hurt. And he was yelling at me to go back in the game. Now, who does the credit fall on? Now he looks like the mature, proper one, and Bruce Arians looks like the
True.
fool.
That's true,
So
but
he gave everybody an excuse. This is why I'm mad. He gave everybody an excuse to blame him.
now that
And
and that's
what he
true.
did was right. What he did was right in theory by
Hmm.
calling out a bad situation that Arians was at fault if this is what happened, but he gave them an out.
And
And
you're
you can't
right.
give them an out.
And you're right. That is true. But guess what? Guess who really looks stupid right now? If you're saying that they really
Everybody
just
now.
no. If you're saying that he just looks he's just suspended, the Buccaneers look
Well,
dumb as
yeah,
hell.
this was before I
They
did that.
look
Yeah.
dumb
This,
as hell right now because they know. I told you all this as soon as this happened. If AB's not there, they're not winning a championship. I don't care what y'all say.
Who
They're
gets
not.
who gets blamed? Look at any sport. When I punch you and you punch me back, who gets thrown out the game?
Oh,
Second
both.
dude.
The second dude. No, it's always the second dude because they don't see the first dude. So is it right? No, but you got to know that. You got to know that.
I'm not saying
That's
it's
all
right.
I'm
I said
saying.
it was
And
wrong.
also Bruce Arians didn't want AB. Tom Brady, that was
No,
all
he
Tom Brady
never wanted.
because Tom Brady moved him into his home. And
Yeah,
he
Bruce
talked to
Arians said
they went over Bruce Arians. Like they went to the Tom told the owners.
Didn't Bruce Arians say we don't need him, we don't want him?
Yeah, we don't need him, we don't want him. But Tom was like, hey, this is a part of me coming over here, him and Gronk.
Yeah.
But as I said, my bad, Ben, you go right after.
Yeah.
As I said, I never said it was right. I said he handled it wrong. But I applaud it. You want to know why?
Okay.
Because it's basically, yo, F you, I'm up out of here.
Better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than doing nothing. Okay.
Go ahead, Ben.
My thing is though, like without the vaccination and the thing happened with the Steelers and all that, if you think without that, this man would have been a walk-on Hall of Famer, easily walk-on. And like right now, I don't even know if he could be in the Hall of Fame.
They're gonna treat him like T.O. They're gonna make him wait.
Yep. That's a good point.
But let me say this from Bruce Arians' standpoint. So I'll play devil's advocate for a minute. You know his past. You know it's his last chance in the NFL. Then he pulls that stunt with the vaccination card, and you tell him you're on your this is your last chance. You need to be perfect. Now, does that mean it's okay to do what he did if that's what he said to him? Get the F back in the game? No. But there might be some frustration there because we don't know the whole story. I guess we weren't on the sidelines to hear that conversation. So, maybe he overreacted because he just had enough. Again, to Bama's point, he didn't want him there in the first place. And then he does the stuff with the vaccination card. Now he's pushing back, and maybe he didn't believe him. Like he's saying, I don't want to go in and play. Man, like,
Yeah, because the first thing people say was like, oh, well, it didn't look like he was there hurt. I try to tell people this. One thing with like great, phenomenal athletes, like even a pain threshold is higher than the average person's. Like,
not just great phenomenal athletes. Because I tell everyone this story. I wasn't a great phenomenal athlete. I told you guys this before. I tore all the ligaments in my ankle, my Achilles, and my arch. Right, going up for a dunk. And I went and shot my free throw, and I walked to the elevator, took the elevator down to the training room, went into the training room. They took my shoe off, and then I started screaming and crying because my ankle went like. But I mean, I still walked off, and you wouldn't have no limp, but I was done. Like my career was done from that. So you don't have to be, and you don't have to be a great. So that's why I believe you when I say, yeah, he could have been hurt and still did what he did.
This is why I hope that what you guys say is at all facts. Because there's a lot of guys out there that's saying AB, CTE, AB, he's terrible, AB this, AB that. So if this is all true, all these reports that you guys are saying is true, I can't wait to see that because all this disrespect coming this AB's way.
All of those things might be true too.
It's not to say
they might be. You don't know.
They might be, but that's the thing. We don't know.
I wouldn't say CTE. The only reason why I wouldn't say CTE because how can we just sit there and say CTE for somebody being a human? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like everybody should have their right. That's why I say, like, especially men, we should have their right to display our emotions, especially if we feel like we're getting treated unfairly. You know what I'm saying? Because pretty much as a man, it's just shut up, get the job done, do whatever. You know what I mean?
How many players would have just shut up and gone back in the game?
Yeah, exactly. But that's where that culture has gotten to. Like, it's like, oh, shut up. Like, I even did it before. Like, dude, I know I had got a concussion, like in the middle of a play, and I kept playing with the concussion because
I hate to bring this up, but I'm older than you guys. And in my day playing football, and I was, like I told you, I was a slot receiver, and I'd come over the middle and get hit in the head. And I'd be seeing stars, and what would they say? Oh, you just got your bell rung. Don't worry about it. Get back out there. You just got your bell rung. Man, I got my bell rung 3-4 times in a game. That's like, for sure, that's at least one concussion, which explains how I am today.
So that's why you're insane, and
that's why I've been saying today.
We gotta lock our doors at night.
That's right. No, but my point is like, walk it off, rub some dirt on it, just get back out there. If you do it, you're considered tough, right? You're considered a warrior. And if you don't, he's kind of soft. Every time he gets nicked up, he comes out of the game, right? And that's how people talk. And that's not always a good look. It's good and it's bad at the same time, right? Because you should tough it out to a certain extent. But like, Where's that line? And I
This is
guess
the
we
and
don't
this
know.
is the inconsistency with fans and people in general. You know, you got guys who be tough, you got guys who act out, but now just because it's a different type of person than you want, it's a negative. Treat that as a
Right.
negative.
Well, just think about it. Tom Brady gets mad, slams his iPad on the ground. Look at that fire. What determination to
Passion.
win. Passion,
Yep.
yeah. But if
OBJ
someone else,
do it.
Odell.
Odell do it,
Cam Newton.
what a diva. He's crazy.
Yep. Cam Newton, Odell.
Yeah.
Also, too, where that I don't know, a little history lesson for that because I love football. So the thing of staying in the game, it came from Junction Boys about Bear Bryant. But back in the day when they played football, you had to play all phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah.
If you were too tired or hurt to come out that game, you had to put a rope around your neck and you weren't allowed to enter. You weren't allowed to re-enter the game. So it was basically like a targeting rule. You weren't able to play until the next half of the very next game. So that's why they looked at it as, hey, stay in there because you know what I mean. We didn't have that many people on the team and different those type of things. But like I said, things change. Reason why I say things change. Nick Saban brought up this good point. He said back in the day, 2009, those guys were all about football. You can tell those guys, they just love football. You ask them to do something, they carry it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get the newer age of guys, you kind of got to tell them why you're doing these things, you know, and that's what spoke volumes to me. A guy like Nick Saban at the top of the tip top for his college coaches, but he showed you, I got to adapt to the new players now. I can't treat these guys how I used to treat the guys in 2009. I got to explain these young men, hey, you running this because of X, Y, and Z versus just go out there and run the post.
Yeah. There's no more. There'll never be another Karate Kid, because if you tell him to wax on, wax off, he's going to sit there and you want to know why. He wants to know that he's blocking. He wants to know why he's putting a coat on. What do you remember? What is it? What is that one? Coat on, coat off, whatever. Paint up, paint down. Like you're right. But that I hate to say this because it's going to get Bama all happy, but that's what makes Nick Saban such a great coach, because players have changed and the way you have to treat them has changed, and he's adapted to that. Not everybody has done that. And the guys who can't coach anymore don't realize that they got to change. They try to stick to their ways and they're done.
So, fellas, speaking of Nick Saban, we're going to transition into college football now. A lot of things have happened. We had some big games this past week. I want to talk about.
Ain't nothing happen. Ain't a lot of things happen. The inevitable. What Thanos said, he said, destiny, you can dread it, you can run from it. It all arrives the same. It all arrives the same. Thanos said it. It all arrives the same, baby.
I'm only going to say one thing. Do you remember our first episode? You asked me about Alabama. And what did I say? I said, I don't think they're going to lose another game.
They haven't lost another game. That's
They
crazy.
haven't lost another game.
And so we have
That's
arrived
nice,
to
man.
our college championship football. It's set. We have Alabama and we have Georgia.
Yeah,
Before we
Craig,
get
this
into-
is the rematch.
Before we get into that, though, I want to talk about, a couple of these past games. So let's talk about the Bama-Cincinnati game. You guys got any thoughts about that game?
Bryce Young just that guy, bro. He nice, bro.
That
Bryce
D-line,
Young
I
nice,
think they
man.
don't get no credit. They played out their mind, out of sight, out of mind. Like that D-line. Will Anderson, remember this name, people. Will Anderson. He is coming to the NFL team near you, and he is scary. Scary.
We should talk about that game. You should ask Bama how many players are going to be in the NFL next year from that team.
A few, but I will say this though. To highlight what Bryce Young did, he basically lost a whole team. No senior, no real true senior leaders like what a lot of guys have besides Brian Robinson to come back and lead that team after losing Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, to get that team back to where they are right now. I tell people this is his first time starting. Like he's never started before. I know he looked like a 8-year veteran, but this dude is a child still. Like he's only a sophomore. He's only getting better from here. So like for him to sit there and get this team to where they are right now, and you can even see it. Some of the plays he did, they did it in the NFL where he pitched that ball to the sideline. You saw the Jets implemented that real quick when they played the Dolphins. Receiver caught the ball and pitched it. So you can see like he taking the whole world. Watch out for that young man. Him and Will Anderson, but like I said, the Cincinnati and Bama game, Cincinnati was just too small up front. and you saw it. That's why Alabama put an emphasis on that old Alabama football, establishing the run. First 11 plays was all runs. That was ridiculous. Like, that's Alabama showing you, you asked for this, we here, you finna get all of it. Like, this is what you want, right? This is what y'all asked for, right? The t-shirts, they wanted to dance. You know, they was doing all little TikTok dances on the Bama hoodies at their stadium. I was like, all right, that's fine. What's Fluent said in the beginning? Do not disturb a sleeping giant. Just let them boys sleep. Just let them sleep. Just let them chill. Let them chill.
You know, in this day and age, you think people were smart enough to know, like, don't give them what we used to call bulletin board material. It never works out in your favor. Never.
Yeah.
So we'll get into our next topic of the day. Um, we'll get into the NFL power rankings real quick.
Hey, hold on. We're not done talking about college football.
Oh, we're not. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize.
We still gotta, I still want to hear about, the Georgia Michigan game. How do you guys feel about that?
That was horrible.
That was a beatdown, wasn't it?
That was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That was horrible. They bullied them all game. Like, they couldn't move it. So should Jim Harbaugh just go back to the NFL?
Oh,
that's the thing.
You woke me up. You woke me up. That was a beautiful game to tell Jim Harbaugh it's time to come back to Chicago, come coach your former team, come coach the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag let's bear down, baby.
Justin Fields is a better version of Kaepernick.
He is.
Oh, did Michigan not deserve to be there?
No, they deserve to be there because they won, man. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's Jim Harbaugh. Like, maybe he put too much pressure on his team, or I don't know what it is, man. They just wet the bed when they get to them situations, when they get to them games. You know what I mean? It's just same thing with kind of what Georgia do. When they get all the way to the national championship, they call like the dumbest plays. 4th and 11. They put their quarterback in at gunner, and like, come on, dude. Like, everybody and their mama know you finna try a sneak play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just little things you're not supposed to do. Like, and a part of that too, I feel like Jim Harbaugh probably should, for college, he probably should have went somewhere warmer, like SoCal or Miami or one of them type of schools, because the likelihood of you getting real deal athletes to come up there to Michigan and play outside in the cold in Ann Arbor is slim to none. You even saw it. Najee Harris didn't go there because his mom said, I refuse to let you go up here in the cold. Imagine losing out on a recruit like Najee Harris because his mom said it's too cold.
That's crazy.
You know, that's tough, dude. That's tough. And that's the things you got to deal with when it comes to certain coaching at certain schools. A lot of guys not going to go there. What did Nick Saban do? He was up at Michigan State. He left and went to LSU because he knew the pool of talent in warmer climates are going to be a lot better than what you're going to get up in colder climates. Now you go to basketball, of course, Michigan, they'll be able to get real good basketball play because it's indoors. That weather don't affect that. It's even more of an incentive to stay inside to go work out and practice hoop. But outside is not really built for that. I just think they got a good coach. He just don't. You got to have talent, man. That's what it boiled down to. They couldn't move the ball on Georgia. That spoke to talent, not having talent to match up with them.
Okay. So now we are finally here. The rematch. I need thoughts and I need predictions. Ben, how you feel?
I got Alabama winning 28-15. 28-15. That's what I feel.
Fluent?
Oh, I've got Georgia losing to Alabama by about 20. I like 34-17.
Okay. Mr. Roll Tide?
I'll probably say Bama in a close one. It's going to be a lot closer again because it's like an NFL matchup now, because when you got to play teams twice, how they do in the division, it don't always go how the first game goes. So I'll probably say Bama wins 27-20.
Okay. Dub, you have any predictions?
For what?
College championship?
Nothing.
No?
Maybe I think Alabama might win.
Just take Georgia. Take Georgia.
Just take Georgia.
If you don't really care,
y'all
take
want me to
Georgia.
pick Alabama, man?
No, I want you to pick Georgia. Just so that
Yeah.
one of us picks Georgia.
I'll pick Georgia.
Yeah.
Because then you can say,
Stetson Bennett.
Well picked, Georgia.
I will say this though. If you swap Cincinnati's quarterback and Georgia quarterback, and they play Alabama, Georgia beat them with Desmond Ritter at QB.
you like Ritter. You're high on Ritter.
It's just he's a senior. He consistently got better throughout all his 4 years. That last year, he lost that one game in a heartbreaker. He's a winner, so he basically shows, he has the intangibles to win the game. He's well balanced. He's a real dual threat, unlike somebody in Philadelphia. He's a real dual threat. Know how to lead a team. I mean, you're right. I like him. He's a good kid. I like him. He's the best quarterback in the draft this year. That's draft eligible this year. Put it that way.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anybody else?
I know it's a while away, but I am looking forward to our draft coverage. Where is the draft this year?
It should still be in
Is it Vegas again?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or is that the Super Bowl in Vegas?
I feel like I couldn't go last year, even though I had an invite. Like we should go down there and do a live.
I wouldn't be too mad at that.
What's the next? Can I ask a quick question though? Let me ask y'all a quick question. Do they need to relocate that team?
Which team?
The Raiders.
From
player.
Vegas?
Another player just got arrested. The rookie DB sleep at a traffic light, drunk off his behind.
That was the fear. That was the fear, right? Of putting teams in Vegas.
Teams in Vegas.
That was the fear.
And it's coming alive.
It's always the Raiders.
The same season, you lose your head coach, key receiver, deep threat, rookie, draft him first round. Lose a first round defensive back, and now you just lost this rookie DB.
Yeah, but how many of those can you blame on Vegas? Like them being in Vegas? Like Gruden was something that happened.
Maybe the Gruden, but Ruggs and this DB right here, I think that's Vegas.
Can't you get like, I don't know, like a lot of people get in trouble in a lot of different, like,
Yeah,
isn't it the same in LA, Atlanta,
New York, Miami?
New York?
I don't know, man. Like Vegas just got like a different vibe to it that makes you want to indulge in the BS though. Like I lived in Vegas, like right down the street from the Thomas and Mack Center, like, and I don't know. It's just like people come there with the intent of, let's go to Vegas and we're gonna spend. If you go to the Strip, you see the tall things of the
alcohol cup,
slushies. Like that's all you see. You know what I'm saying? Like it is like that in other cities. You know what I'm saying? But
no, but
there's
like, more
like,
temptation, right? Yeah, I hear you.
Do it.
When I lived in your neck of the woods, when I lived in Arizona, we used to jump in a car, drive 4.5 hours up to Vegas, and it'd be like 48 hours of just, and then okay, we got to go because if we stay any longer, it's gonna be bad. So yeah, maybe you might be right, but I don't think they're not moving. Yeah, they got to figure it out. Now. They're not moving.
It's a cash cow out there too.
Yeah, I think you're going to see more. I think you're going to see a basketball team. I think you're going to see they got hockey and football. So you're going to see a basketball team. You're going to see.
They got a WNBA team too.
They got a WNBA team. Yeah, I think you're going to see everything.
Was just signed that coach to the highest contract ever in WNBA.
I think you know what? I think she deserves it, but I also think 30 NBA teams missed out. I think I think that she should have been a coach in the NBA, and the fact that she didn't get a shot, I think is a shame, and I think it's terrible. But they got themselves a good one.
Okay. All right, man. So what's up? Y'all want to get into these play rankings or power rankings?
Top 10 and we out.
Okay.
Let's get right, man.
Yeah.
Let's get right. Who's going for? Y'all want me to go first? I'll go first.
Go ahead, kick us off.
Man. So without a doubt, you already know number one, even though they lost.
Hold on. I want to go from top to bottom.
Oh, you
top
want
to bottom?
10?
No,
bottom
10
to top.
Up. Bottom to top.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want 10 and up?
Yeah. We want number one to be a surprise.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Number 10. I guess I'll go with the Colts. Can y'all come back to me?
All right. Let's hear from Ben. Let's hear from Ben. How
All
you
right.
break down your
Yeah,
list?
I'll go first.
Go, Ben.
Can
Let
y'all
Ben
come
go
back
first.
to me?
All right. For number 10, I got Patriots. 10. 9, I got the Cardinals. 8, I got the Cowboys. 7, I got the Titans. 6, I got the Bengals. 5, I got the Bills. 4, the Rams. 3, the Chiefs. 2, the Bucks. And the number 1, I don't got to say it, Packers.
Come on, man. The
Come
RZA.
on, it's the
Come on,
Packers.
Ghostface Killer. Come on, man.
Come
I
on,
can't
man.
get out of the AFC Championship game. Oh,
I told you,
is that not one of his nicknames?
matchups.
Is that not
It's
one of his nicknames?
matchups,
Oh, okay.
dude. It's matchups.
I mean,
dude.
just bullied the
They
Vikings.
call him Mr. AFC Championship. That's what they call him.
But I'm just saying, dude, the Seahawks, that was like, might be arguably one of the greatest secondaries ever.
You know, Pipple's Mr. 305, Mr. Steely Girl. Aaron Rodgers is Mr. Losing the NFC Championship. All right, go ahead.
Who's next?
Yeah,
I'll go.
Go ahead.
All right, because mine's. I did mine based on this is how I should have been doing it all year. These are teams I think have the best chance of winning the Super Bowl, and you know
that's
my
what
number
I've
one.
been doing the whole year. You try to crucify me for it. That's crazy.
All right, number 10.
That is crazy to me now.
Now it matters. Now it's only 1 week left. All right, number 10. Number 10, the Buffalo Bills. Number 9, the Dallas Cowboys, because I don't trust them that team no more. Number 8, the Arizona Cardinals. Number 7, the Los Angeles Rams. Number 6, and moving up, the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 5, the Tampa Bay Bucks, depending on if he's suspended or cut. Number 4, and this team's moving up my list too, the Tennessee Titans. Number 3, the Green Bay Packers. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs, because they're going to play this team in the AFC Championship, and whoever wins is winning the Super Bowl.
No
Number
way.
1, the New England Patriots.
Way.
Mac Jones, rookie QB, first ever to win a Super Bowl.
way.
I've been saying it for 10 weeks.
Oh,
I'm sticking with it.
Oh,
I'm sticking with
man.
it.
That's insane. That's just blasphemous.
I am
Fluent.
insane.
Fluent. We don't have to post these on any of our social
Post
media.
it. Post it.
You can post it. I
Write
don't
it
care.
down. Take a picture. I don't give a
doing it, bro. You gonna get crucified for this one.
Not for
I ain't gonna lie
Not
though.
for my
I ain't
people
gonna
in
lie.
Boston. Not for my
What-
people in Boston.
What I will understand and what scares me too though, Bill Belichick is getting his quarterback very comfortable. So if y'all look back at that game, Bill Belichick, somebody who's very serious, is telling jokes to Mac Jones, and Mac Jones is like
Killing himself
Bro,
laughing.
But
Yep.
in my head, I'm like, damn, he's really getting this kid comfortable before they push in the playoffs. Like you can tell, like he wants him, like, hey, bro, relax. This is just let me guide this. I got you. Like, and that game was kind of him showing him, like, hey, let me guide you, bro. I got it. You see what we can do. Like, you know what I mean? So
I'm gonna name 4 teams. Tell me which one is flawless. Okay, Cincinnati, Tennessee, Kansas City, New England.
damn.
Okay. I'll give you the correct list again.
And then hold on, and let me ask you this: which team has the coach that can exploit those flaws the best? Cincinnati, Tennessee, Kansas City, or the Patriots?
Andy Reid not a bad coach though, but
I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but who can take advantage of your flaws better?
Rookie QB.
So I'm just saying right now.
Rookie QB. That's all you got. That's all you gotta say. Rookie QB.
I mean, but you got Ra's al Ghul as your master though. Like,
nah,
it's like
that ain't little Batman right there. That's not
Listen,
little
buddy.
Batman. But
Listen. Mac Jones.
he won a game with 20 yards.
that's some
He won a
Miyagi
game with
and
20
Danielson type
yards.
stuff.
You're saying it like that's a bad
exactly.
thing.
It
That's
is a
not
bad
bad.
thing. If you,
Dub, man,
bro,
you
that
might have
means,
been.
bro.
You inherited the dark, bro. I was born in it. Trust me.
Talk to him.
Talk to me. I
Talk
love
to
my
him. Trust me.
Batman. I like my
Talk to him.
Batman analogies. You feel me? I know that whole little line you talking about. I say that all the time. I was molded by it, born in it. Feel me? You don't know. Now let me give you this
Yeah,
top.
go ahead.
Let me give you this real top 10 list right here.
Philadelphia, number 1.
Dallas Cowboys is number 10. Tennessee Titans is number 9. Cardinals is number 8. Bengals is number 7. 6 is New England. 5 is the Bills. 4 is the Bucks. 3 is the Rams. 2 is the Packers. 1 is the Chiefs. Eh, almost the same thing. We had a little adjustments. We brought the Titans back up there. I didn't have faith in them, but and the Dallas Cowboys, I really didn't want to put them in here, but 11-5 record, you got to. Ugh, it's nasty. Nasty taste in my mouth. Ugh.
Okay,
I
okay.
noticed there was a team not in your Power 10, eh?
Who?
I didn't hear the Eagles.
Yeah, man.
They're not. I'm not biased.
No, fly Eagles fly.
That's
I
crazy.
try not to be biased. I try my
Okay.
That's
best.
crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you right now, if the Bears were in the playoffs, they'd be in my top 5.
Nah, I would never do that. Never. If we had a chance, I'll put them way higher, but
Okay.
nah.
So you don't trust Jalen Hurts?
I don't trust the team.
Oh.
Team is just not there. Not where I want them to be. So, yeah, I mean, you got your whole faith in a 20-yard Mac Jones, man.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
But the wins were like gusting.
If you go back, I don't know if it's 50 years or 60 years. Do you know that no one had ever, they said it was impossible to run a 4-minute mile. Do you know what happened? Someone did, and now it's common.
Okay.
So just because no rookie quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl doesn't mean that no rookie quarterback will ever win a Super Bowl.
It's not even just that. It's just, bro, like Mac Jones. I haven't seen nothing from you. I've seen that you cannot lose a game for the team. I've seen this almost like Tua. I've seen that you will not be the reason why they lose. Can you be the reason
that's
why?
important in the playoffs.
Can you be the reason why the team wins? We shall see. I don't believe so. As I said before, 20 yards. It's 20 yards.
Yo, Fluent, I got a question for you. With Baker Mayfield with the New England Patriots, you see them winning?
No. No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Baker's he's not a good quarterback.
Defense.
He's not a good quarterback.
Why?
Because he's on a team with a great run game, a better run game than the Patriots, and a good defense, and he can't win. He's not that guy.
Because you don't
he's
have
not
faith
that
in
guy.
Because you don't have
he's
faith
not
in him.
that
That's
guy.
right. So what has Mac Jones showed you to
Also,
prove to you?
let me say this. So you keep bringing up that 20-yard game. All right, in that game, Josh Allen, who has to throw the ball religiously, he completed 15 out of 30 passes, only for 146. I told you those wins was ridiculous. They said those wins was like at somewhere in 40 to 50 miles per hour. So he only had 140 on 50% completion. This whole season, he had another game where he had 50% completion. In that game where he had 50% completion, he threw for 315 yards. So that just shows you, even like the guy that's supposed to throw the ball all the time, he couldn't even throw in those wins. So is that more so Bill Belichick understanding that and playing to the strength of the environment, which is why I like it even more, because it forces you to have to adapt. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really look at that as. Like, Mac Jones doesn't have the arm strength of Josh Allen to throw in 40-mile-per-hour winds. So why would you make him do that? You just asking to lose a game.
Because he's not.
I'm not saying I'm putting my complete undividing faith in Mac Jones, but I am saying I trust Bill Belichick more to put a game plan together that, regardless if you like it or he likes it, he's going to put a game plan together to win the game. And so you keep bringing up 20 yards like it's a bad thing. I say it as he did what he needed to do to win the game, and to steal a line from somebody else. You play, Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. You play to win the game.
Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo, when he stepped in for Tom Brady, do you think that Jimmy Garoppolo could have went to the Super Bowl that year?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Bill Belichick plays to win the game.
Why? Because they went to the Super Bowl that year. So you're basically telling me that Jimmy G
but if you
could have done
look
the
at
same
it,
thing
Bill
that Tom
Belichick
Brady
got
did.
the same type of guys though.
Let me ask you this. When, I don't know if you're around at this time, when Drew Bledsoe went down, did you think the Patriots were gonna come back and go to the Super Bowl?
Bro,
The answer is no.
I was a baby at that time,
Okay,
so
well,
I didn't live through that.
I was a grown ass
make
man
that,
back then too, and I'll tell you, you play to win the game. You do what you have to do with the people around you, next man up, all that other stuff. That's what you got to do. So when I look at those teams, look, if there was a clear cut, like 14-2 dominant Kansas City Chiefs team like we saw a couple of years ago, I'm not saying this. But right now, I'm seeing a bunch of teams that have a bunch of flaws that can be exploited. Plus, man, let's be honest. Patrick Mahomes gets COVID tomorrow. Guess what? They're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's this
COVID,
variable that we can't
Mm.
control too. So you never know. So I'm gonna go with who has the best coach, who I know when his starter goes out, Drew Bledsoe, he brings in Tom Brady, they win a Super Bowl.
Do you
Tom Brady
guys
goes
think-
out. Hold on. Tom Brady goes out, they bring in Matt Castle, they go 11-5.
Let me ask you something. Do you guys think that players should play through COVID
Ooh.
to get
no,
the best outcome
no.
possible? It's a good question. I mean, you
It's a
just
good
mentioned
question.
COVID, so I just popped up to mind. Is
I
playoff
guess COVID it depends, right? Because I know guys who got COVID 3 days, they're 100%, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I just did I don't know if you guys saw this, and if you didn't, you should go check out the video I did where I talk about me and my mom playing Pictionary because it's hilarious. I'll send you the link. This guy Jeremy Nunez was a comedian, and he was on his deathbed for 3 months on a ventilator. They gave him 30% chance to live, and he's a healthy 40-year-old dude. You know what I mean? So I think it depends on the severity of it, because it can kill you. It could be a cold. Like the gap between
The two is
the
crazy.
symptoms is so high. So
Mhm.
you can't answer that because you don't know.
The good old talent gap.
Bama Ben.
I don't know, because like you playing with your health now. Like it's like what you said, that's a gamble. That goes back to why AB walked off the field. You forcing
Sure.
people to do something that's not able to do something.
Well, let me ask you this: if you had a contagious disease before COVID even was a thing, if you had a contagious disease, should you be out playing any sport or anything with other people?
Right.
They're
Might
gonna
play
say
with
no.
the flu, right?
Like if you had
No,
a
he
staph
didn't.
infection, like if you play with like if you play with it, like if you had a staph infection, look, we'll use that because it's something that you really don't have like a crazy symptom of, and you still can function. But would you go out there and play a game where you perspire and all of that stuff with a staph infection? No, you wouldn't want nobody out there with a staph infection
No.
playing with you perspiring. Like, no, get away from me, dude.
They didn't want Magic. They didn't want Magic out there playing, and
With
and
AIDS.
the chances of him getting
Yeah.
someone, it was like 1 in a zillion.
Karl
Flu,
Malone
why
is
did
a
you
idiot,
get so
though.
mad about the flu game?
Because he does not have the flu, man. I love Mike. Listen. If you look at my TikTok, it's
You're a Bulls fan, right?
No, I'm not a Bulls fan. No, I'm a
okay.
Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
I
like,
think
look, he did have like.
I
I'm a
think
Jordan.
Kobe better. I'm just saying it.
Oh my God! All right, fellas.
Kobe was more skilled.
Yeah.
Kobe was more skilled.
Let's
Jordan
Go
produced
ahead,
more.
Rod.
Let's rein it back. Let's rein it back.
Production.
Dean, you still got to go, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Batman's
No, I
gotta
gotta
go.
go.
Ben.
All right, so we're gonna start.
Ben went.
Yeah, I
Dub
went first.
I went. Yeah, just Bam and you. Rob.
All right, so I got you. Number 10, we're gonna put Cowgirls. Don't like them, don't care much for them, whatever. Don't trust them. We're gonna put them down at 10, baby. Number 9, Niners, because they basically like the same team. They the West Coast version of the Cowboys. Like the Niners, but they gotta be put up there. Number 8, I'll put the Bengals. Not really high on Joe Burrow, 48-year-old rookie, second-year player. You know what I'm saying? But, it is people hoopla about him. And like I said, he's Carson Wentz 2.0. Just a quick second, too. I looked this up. Carson Wentz, first 2 years, 6,600 yards, 50 touchdowns. Joe Burrow, 7,100 yards, 47 touchdowns. They the exact same person. I'm trying to tell you, but hey, y'all ain't gotta believe me.
But Carson Wentz didn't have Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase.
Because he had TJ Who's Your Mama, Chad Ochocinco, Chris Henry.
I thought you said Carson Wentz.
No,
you mean Carson Palmer.
I'm not my fault. Carson Palmer.
Okay.
They're the exact same.
That's different.
The Spider-Man meme when they was pointing at each other. That's Carson Palmer and Joe Burrow. But ain't nobody got to believe me. Number 7, we're going to go with the Baltimore. I mean, not the Baltimore Ravens, but the Colts. I got
the Baltimore Colts.
Yeah, they used to be that. All right. Number 6. I mean, I don't know. Like, they good, but I still don't believe in them because of their quarterback, the Titans. Number 5, I'm gonna put the Cardinals in there. Number 4, yeah, gotta put them at 5. I really should have them higher. Honestly, in all honesty, I should have them higher. But number 4, I gotta go with the Patriots for a lot of the reasons what Florence said. Number 3, just because of star power, and I want to believe that OBJ could possibly get a one. I'm gonna say the Rams.
Yes, sir.
But I don't like what I saw with Jalen Ramsey punching. That's kind of showing the opposite of what Bill Belichick showed with the Patriots. Like they kind of looking like the pressure getting to them almost versus how I want them to look, laughing and having a good time. Kind of scares me there. I almost want to flip them in the Patriots 4-3. 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With everything that just happened with that whole field, I mean, I'm not gonna say Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 2, I'm gonna say the Chiefs. But number 1, you still got to go the bad man, Aaron Rodgers.
Yes,
but
sir.
I kind of messed up because I really wanted to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in there because of even everything that happened for Brady to still pull it out. That kind of showed that he's still like playing at a level he need to play at. But they're not going to have a chance. This is just a week-to-week basis anyway. And they was really struggling with them to begin, which kind of shows me, man, that secondary is real beat up. And I don't know, Zach Wilson balling out on you. I'm not big on that dude, dog. Like, and for him to have a good game on you like that, that don't sit well with me. You know, at the end of the years, toward when it's getting towards the end like this. So I don't know.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. That's why I said like that's why they're calling up AB. That's why yo AB, you're suspended. Come back because they know that without AB, their chances of winning a Super Bowl goes drastically down. It just does. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Raw.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna get through this quickly. Um, I'm gonna go with the Bengals at 10. At 9, I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. At 8, I'm gonna go with the Titans. At 6 or at 7, I'm gonna go with the Patriots. 6, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. 5, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. At 4, I'm gonna go with the. Look, I know you guys love him. I know he's the wizard. I know he's this, and this, but I just believe that AFC Championship. He got to show me something. I don't think he's gonna get over that hump. So I'm gonna go for the Packers. 3, in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. I still got to go Tom Brady at 3. 2, I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Rams, and 1,
Wow.
none other than Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, but I'm telling you, Patrick Mahomes about to win back to back, bro. I mean, not back to back. He about to go to 3 straight Super Bowls. He's gonna win 2 of those Super Bowls, bro, and he's gonna have one of the best starts of an NFL career ever. Probably the best one. MVP. 3 straight Super Bowls. 2
Mm.
Super Bowls. If that's not GOAT talk, I don't know what is. I don't know what is, bro. I don't. I'm sorry.
You pre-crowning
I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what else.
premature.
What else is GOAT talk? He broke the record his first career start, a TD record.
Dude, you're comparing him to a dude that's been in the league for 20 years. You cannot crown him the GOAT. You
Let me
can't.
ask you this: if Patrick Mahomes wins this year, does he top? Does I seen your top 5 TikTok? I seen that. Does he make your top 5?
No,
Why?
because he's still young.
Why?
It's not
There's not a lot of Super Bowl. Peyton Manning.
Because let me ask you a question. Who's your GOAT in basketball?
MJ.
Who's number 2?
Either Kobe or LeBron.
Okay. Hold on. Why is LeBron in your top 3 then?
Why is he in my top 3?
Yeah.
Talent, what he's done, he's win.
Longevity?
It's not just that. I mean, he's won within that period of time.
Okay. Where's Ja Morant in your top 5?
Ja Morant,
Yeah.
all time or right now?
Yeah, right now.
Right now, Ja Morant.
No, all time.
What the hell? Why are you even talking about Ja Morant?
I'm gonna get there in a second.
He's
I'm
not
setting
up
you up.
there.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
where's Luca? Where's Luca?
Wait, I know what
Luca
he's
has
doing.
potential. No. There's a whole different story. You want to know why? None of those guys won championships. None of those guys won an MVP in their first year.
All right. Where's Giannis?
Ooh, Giannis is getting up there, boy. He's like right behind Tim Duncan for me.
So you
Like
so you have
like
him
power
like
forwards of all
7?
time. Power forwards of all time. Giannis is right behind Tim Duncan for me.
Okay. Okay.
Serious.
Okay.
All
I
right,
guess
fellas.
yeah.
We're
I
running. We're
just
running
I'm
over 2
consistent,
hours.
baby. I'm consistent. You
You
can't.
yeah,
I'm
listen.
consistent.
I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit that you're consistent, and then I'll take it away because you're consistently wrong.
I don't care.
Before we leave,
Yeah,
before we
Ben,
leave,
tell him, Ben.
I gotta say something.
Tell
I
him,
gotta say
Ben.
something.
Go ahead.
TJ Watt deserves Defensive Player of the Year. It's already locked in my eyes.
He does.
It's already locked.
Over Matt
Dude,
Judon?
So what?
Over Matt Judon?
yeah. TJ Watt. Yeah, it's locked. It's locked in my eyes.
All right. Well, final thoughts. Ben, go ahead, wrap it up for us.
It's been a good one, man. Follow Players Choice on the TikTok. Follow me on Instagram, bbin923. Instagram, bbin923. TikTok, all of that. Yeah.
Okay, Bama, what's up? What you got to say on the way out?
Man, I second that, man. Also, scam Thanos. If y'all want to watch some gaming or whatever. But follow the Instagram, Players Choice Gridiron. Mess with us, run us up, run these videos up. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, or your mama stank. I'm gonna say it again. If y'all don't mess with it. And your grandma ain't got no edges if you don't do those things as well. Also, share this with a friend, man. Share this with somebody to tell them to share it too. We want to reach more people. Want more y'all, so more people chiming in, helping us grow the channel, man. If y'all really like us, how y'all say y'all like us.
Right.
Yep.
Stay tuned for next week, fellas. Y'all be safe.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Fluent, you got your final words?
Okay. I'm gonna stick to Players Choice Gridiron this week. I talk a lot about my stuff in the past. I'm gonna talk strictly here. So I'm gonna put out a challenge to all the people watching. Obviously, subscribe and follow and share with a friend. I like all that stuff you said. But here's the challenge. Go into our comments. Like and comment either a question or an opinion. And if you tag, and I'm challenging these guys don't know I'm doing it. If you tag any one of these guys or me at sports_fluent, whether it's on Instagram or on TikTok, because I'm the same everywhere, sports_fluent, or these guys, you know them, we will video respond to your challenge, to your question, to your opinion. If you go and like and comment. Because it is said, it's there. Everybody, you can't, you're agreeing. There you go. So I want everybody to do that.
Great.
Okay.
But your grandma ain't got no edges and your mama stank. So if you don't want your mama to stink and you want your grandma to have edges, do what my man Fluent said and get Fluent and go like, comment, subscribe, hit us up. All of that, man. We're not playing, man, with the stanky mamas and the no edges having grandmas, dog.
Yes, sir. Hashtag your mommy don't stink. Be safe, y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all.